What's up, everybody? We're going live because we can, and it's fun. I know this is an unplanned event, but it was brought up in my video today that we should go live by Ray's Motor Life, and so here we are. I know nobody's watching, and we're doing what we do. So, uh, you know, we're live. Nobody else is here, but we'll wait a few minutes for people to pop in. So, oh boy. Hey, what's up, everybody? Tweedledee jumped in. Evil Rick jumped in. Rody Riders is here. What's up, guys? Decided to go live because Ray's not. So let's have fun. So I'm sure Ray will pop in as soon as he can. I'm going to put the link here in the side chat. If anybody wants to pop in, we could chat. Happy Easter. Let's have a good time. There you go. Anybody is welcome to come live on my channel. So there's the link. Why don't you click on it and say hello? Hello, Steve. Good to see you. Rody, good to see you. DDK, hello. Evil Rick, Tweedledee in the house. You gotta love Tweedledee and everybody else that's here. Hello, everybody. Robert's here. What's up, Robert? Good to see you. So hopefully everybody enjoyed that video today that dropped not too long ago. So yeah, I mean, little disappointed in the numbers, but you have to give a little to get a little in life. That includes with dyno tuning and giving up a little bit on the torque and horsepower numbers. Hey, Jack, how you doing, buddy? To get the bike to run streetable. The preliminary numbers were what was the max amount of power we could get out of it in that configuration. But it wasn't streetable as far as the runnability would go, not because of the horsepower and torque. It was extremely lean and would be very dangerous for the motor to run that lean for a very long period of time. So he had to, as I say, detune the motor to get it to the 14-to-1 air-fuel ratio to get to the numbers that we're at. And talking with Mike, the guy who tuned the bike at Yankee, and I was talking with Sick Y-Glide and, going over everything with them. Of course, I shared my dyno tunes with Chris. If you guys don't know, Sick Y-Glide's on Instagram. He's also the lead and master tech down at Blockhead Motor Garage. I've been, working with him, picking his brain. That they do more performance builds in a week than I probably do in 6 months, and he does a lot of tuning. So who better brain to pick than his? And he agrees with me that the air cleaner that I chose, however, it's a very good air cleaner for a 55 millimeter carburetor throttle body. As far as the 64 millimeter that's on that bike, it is choking it down. And he says I really should think about stepping up the diameter of my intake manifold. And the pipe that I have, it's a very good pipe from Vance and Hines, but it's not designed for the large displacement motor. So I'm choking the motor down on the intake and exhaust side. And as far as engines go, making power, it's all about getting air in and getting air out. So it's an air pump. So I'm looking at different exhausts to give everybody an idea of what I'm looking at. It's not cheap. But here, let me share this screen to give everybody an idea. Let's see. Share. So this is what I'm looking at here for the exhaust. It's from Sawicki Speed Shop. It's a 2-in-1 stainless steel system. And what's nice about the stainless steel is once it heats up and cools down, goes through a couple of heat cycles, it actually turns to like a goldish bronze kind of color. Uh, they do offer it in a black powder coat, but I'm going to stick with that stainless steel system with the black tip. It is not cheap by any means. What's up, Slim Jim? How you doing? So that's one thing I'm looking at. Now, the other thing I'm looking at is, let me bring that up, is from Horsepower Inc. And this is the complete intake system. But of course, the intake manifold separate, this manifold is separate, and the throttle body is separate. And that's all going to be at 70 millimeters. So this intake system with the throttle body is right around $2,000. So between the exhaust and the intake system, I'm looking at over another $3,000. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a little at a time, because that's a tough number to swallow at this point in time in the game, and I don't think I can. Maybe I'll reach out to HPI and Sawicki, and maybe they could help me out with that. Well, the good part is when I order that throttle body, I need to send them, what's up, Frogzilla? I need to send them a stock throttle body. Yeah, Brody, power costs money. And they said the Screaming Eagle throttle bodies are not compatible. So I still have the stock 55 millimeter throttle body that I could send them. So while I'm waiting for all that to come in, I think, I could send them that, and that'd be perfect. Now, on the bright side of things, I could get the exhaust almost immediately, and I could get that done and hold on to it until I get the intake system, because of the fact of every time you change the exhaust, you're going to have to dyno tune it. And then when I change the intake, I'll have to dyno tune it. And I'm going to have to, put all the parts aside, get it all put together, and get it all dyno tuned at once. This way I only pay for one dyno tune and not multiple sessions, because that costs a lot of money. Give everybody an idea. The 12 hours they spent on the dyno, I actually got a really good deal on that. They only charged me $1,026. Yeah, only $1,026 for the 12 hours of dyno time that Mike spent on it. And of course, I gave Mike a nice tip, for all the hard work he did, building that map from scratch, because nobody had anything close, not even Fuelmoto, not even DynoJet. I reached out to them to see if they had anything close before I went up. So, yeah. So again, guys, I'm going to put the link here in the side chat. If you want to join in, feel free, come on in, say hello. Tell me your thoughts and your tell me how your day went today. My wife and I, we spent the day on the Road Glide. We went around riding throughout Connecticut. It was a little bit cold. We were heading up to the northwest corner, and yeah, it got really cold. When we left the house around noon, 11:30 noon, it was 50 degrees, and I got about 2/3 of the way to where I wanted to go to Kent, Connecticut, where there's Kent Falls and all the covered bridges and all that other stuff. It was actually in the low 40s. It started to get really cold up there. So we started making our way back down towards this end of the state. And about 20 minutes from the house, it started to warm up to the mid 50s. So that was always nice. But we did spend a day on the bike, which was really nice. And we went out to dinner. And after dinner, we came home and I took a small little nap. Yeah, because I'm old. And when you're old, you got to have to take a nap. But let's see what else is happening, everybody. I'm going to send Ray the link. I know he's helping his wife out right now. So, or else he'd probably be live. But nope, Ray's not live, so here I am. Why not? So yeah, I'm a little disappointed in the numbers. But with disappointment, there's always room for growth, and there's always room to move forward. So I mean, I could say this is the fastest bike I ever built. Naps are not overrated. You're right, DDK. Let's see. He says, don't say you're old in this group. Yeah, well, 25 years in the military makes you feel old. Naps says, let's see, naps are not overrated. No, they are not. So, Brody Ryder says, easy there, HD. Okay, guys. But I do have some of the dyno sheets here. Let me see if I could bring those up. Let's see. I believe. Yes, here we go. This is a good one to bring up. So I'm going to share this screen. And there you have it. That is the dyno sheet. And here's where the exhaust is really hurting the bike, is right here in the lower RPM range. And if you look down at the bottom, you can see where it's extremely lean. And then he really had to fight to richen it up to bring it. I'm sorry, that's extremely rich. And he had to lean it way out to get it down here to the 14:1 air fuel ratio. So, it took a lot of work to get there. And that's the final dyno sheet. Just to give you an idea. And let me see if I can zoom in on these numbers for you. Just for full transparency. And there you go. 139.9 and 160 for the torque, which isn't bad. I mean, the torque numbers, that was my goal for the torque, was 160 horse. But I was hoping to see 150, 160 torque. I was hoping to see about 150 horse or close to it. So, there's still some work to be done. So we're going to get there, and, we're going to work on it. What do you guys think? Should I leave it alone? Should I go further? Should I, go big or go home? I already went big. Should I go bigger, or should I just leave it alone? I mean, it's still a fun bike to ride. I could tell you that right now. It's easy going. So it's easy to ride. So you tell me what you guys think. Oh. Hey, you guys want to see Mrs. Dr. Harley on the screen? Okay, honey, come here for a minute. Why don't you take over the show and talk to everybody? Yes, please. So I'm going to bring in the wife here for a minute, guys. Yeah, those are just numbers. Slim Jim, you're right. They are just numbers. So, but it's still fun. So I'm going to bring the wife in here for a minute. I'm going to step away. I'll be right back and after these messages.
I was going to get a wine or something. So now I can scare everybody. The name of the Space Nuts. Rhodey said you should call it Space Nuts.
No, I like Spaceball.
Spaceball. Right, I gotta lower this. I'm having feedback from myself.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, I don't want to hear myself, let alone see myself, but hey. So I guess Angel Face is back too.
Oh, excellent.
Numbers. So what's new with everybody?
Why don't you tell them about yourself and your writing experience?
I'm not a good writer.
So, tell them.
Well, they want to know that I don't know how many years back on Easter I fell into you.
Sure, you can bring that up. You can bring it that you got your M endorsement. And...
Well, yeah, I do have an M endorsement, but I'm just a terrible writer. Never stop at a stop sign, let go of the clutch, and turn your bike into the next person. Not a good plan. Hell says, dang, you do one burnout, then you get replaced.
Well, that's it. Ask Hells, where's his burnout video?
Hells, where's your burnout video? He's still looking.
I showed you mine. You showed me yours.
That doesn't sound appropriate.
That's okay.
He said, show me your... He showed you his, now show you yours.
Ask him, are you scared?
Are you scared? He wants to know if you're scared. Hell, show your burnout video. He's laughing. Laughing.
So he's not going to show a burnout video.
So you're not showing a burnout video, or you're waiting, biding your time? Zero. Oh, Zero is on.
Hey, hello.
I had a Zero. I think mine is quicker than yours. Hi, Goblin. Why you got to yell at me whenever I'm on doing something? My cat has to yell at me. One unfortunate. Yeah, that was. That's why I don't ride. Got too nervous. We hear Dr. Harley in the background. Yes, you could, like his bike, you could hear him from space. Well, I think the bike is louder, though. Okay, Hell's got my burnout video done. You just got to figure out figure out the badass bike.
Yeah, Hells has a badass bike.
Yes, from the video, from what I've seen, yes. We just got to get his burnout video. At least I won't have to smell nor taste the rubber of that one.
That's okay. Rubber doesn't hurt.
No, it just smells really nasty.
Oh, I love that smell.
Oh.
The smell of money being wasted.
Yeah, and rubber getting stuck to everything. Goblin. Shh. Now you could hear the little cat yell. Stop it. Stop. So, yeah, just take your time, you. Ew, you're not gonna wash your hands. It's gross. I mean,
come on, Hells.
You could have waited.
Come on, Hells.
All right, I'm gonna get
the smell of burnt rubber. Yes, it is. It is awesome. It's the sound of money being wasted. No, HD, they loved it when I was on Monkeys Live at about 11:30 at night, and I fired up the bike in the garage, and I whacked that throttle a few times. I can't confirm or deny that there was whiskey and beer involved in that, but yeah, it was a good time. So, oh, so hey, Hells, why don't you pop in here for a minute, buddy? I know you're not working today. I know tomorrow's probably a work day for you. Actually, no, you guys open on Mondays or closed? But here is the link. So come on in. Do you guys like my co-star tonight? Alcohol involved? No, of course there was. Alcohol. Speaking of which, I think it's time to get some alcohol involved here. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe some beers and some cold brew. Yeah.
I do have the day off. I have to go into an empty ass building.
Yeah, well, yeah, I do have the day off, and let's see.
I have to sit there with the haunted building.
My trainee beer, as everybody is freaking out over it, but I spent the money for it before all that happened, and yeah, I'm going to drink it. Oh, Angel Face says, yeah, they liked you, Mel. So here you go. Hopefully nobody has PTSD. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Thumper. Happy Easter.
I have PTSD from
So,
seeing myself on camera.
Yeah, stop.
I hate the way I look. Everyone thinks I'm big. I look bigger than I am.
No, you're not. Stop it.
No, I wear big clothes, but I'm not big. And these didn't get rid of my hands. I want to know how
Yeah. See, even HD Traveler
you what?
wants Hells to join the show.
He's making his burnout video.
I think he's scared.
I'm making your cocktail.
I think he's scared, but I am spending the day out riding tomorrow. I'm gonna be riding with my buddy Mike Jowitz, and I'm not sure which bike to take. Do I take Project Spaceball or do I take the Road Glide? Have not yet decided. So, be kind of interesting to see which direction I go tomorrow. I'll probably make up that decision right before I leave. So, yeah, Spaceballs has developed an oil leak from the primary, and I know exactly where it's coming from. That's the one gasket I did not have that I didn't replace, and that's from where the shifter shaft goes through the primary for the mid controls. And I got rid of the mid controls, and that's the one gasket I didn't have, and I was hoping it didn't leak. Well, it does leak, so I do have to pull that primary off and replace that gasket. It's not that bad of a leak, but my concern is there's only a quart of oil inside of there, so I probably won't be taking that bike tomorrow. So, and then my video.
What?
Angel Face, I didn't know you had Hells and his wife on the video. That's awesome.
Hell's wife?
Rody Ryder says, honey, you're going to start your own live show.
Yeah, no.
She says, no, Rody.
I'm getting a body double that's hot.
Stop.
Dude, when I look at myself, I look like Dumplim.
Oh, you're not.
Boobs.
Yeah, you have boobs. You have nice boobs. I like them.
But look, I have no neck.
That's not true.
My head looks big.
Not true.
Yes, it is. I'm not even pretty.
You're your own worst enemy.
Yeah, well,
So, yeah, good times. Good times. What did everybody think of that video? Could I have done anything different? You know, was that video worth your time? I hope so. Don't smoke the plastic Easter grass. Yeah,
what?
Definitely process. That's a good point. Don't smoke the plastic Easter grass. It is not good. And you know what they say, man? It's not Easter until the Easter grass comes out the cat's back end. So.
The cat's ass.
So, yep.
And Goblin will do that.
Oh, we love the burnout. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed the burnout. I enjoyed doing it. I just now I'm looking at okay. Yeah, that's just going to be a new tire sometime soon. I can tell you when I rode it home from the dealership and I was on the highway and I went to go pass a car that was a little slow in the left lane, and I whacked that throttle and that back tire broke loose while I was passing that car. I'm sure that car wasn't too happy getting peppered with rubber, but oh well, they should have been slow in the left lane. You know? Oh, I'm glad that you like that I showed the numbers. Yeah, I'm all about full transparency. I don't hide anybody from anything. I'm going to show everything I can uh, that the law will legally allow. And so, okay, HC says the video was awesome. I'm glad you guys liked it. You know, Brody said it was a nice premiere. I think it was a nice way to close out the hype of getting the motor, building up the motor, doing the motor swap, and the final step, which is the dyno tune. But it is not the final step for Project Spaceball. There is a lot going on that in the future. I got work to do to get to the numbers that I want. So, intake, system, and exhaust, which the exhaust will be first because that's quite a bit less than what the intake costs. So I'm going to do that first. And then when the funds allow it, I will be buying that intake system. And when they both come in, I'll be doing a video on one and then the other and then another dyno. Hopefully get to get to the numbers we want and be full transparency on that. But Project Spaceball is coming along. There's a couple more videos of Project Spaceball for aesthetics. I'm sure you guys saw it. It leaked out today that I did put hard saddlebags on Project Spaceball, and those are the Lowrider ST saddlebags. I will be turning my Lowrider S into an ST. The baby bagger is I look at those STs as a baby bagger, and no derogatory term meant to the STs. I think they're a great looking bike. I think they're a great performance bike, but they are smaller bikes compared to the road glides, the street glides, and the limiteds. So, Angel Faces, Doc here. I featured Hell's on Tools in one of my videos. Shared Moto channel. Cool, right on. Let's see. There's a lot coming up in the near future. Yes. Tweedle, you are right. There is a lot coming up in the near future for you, me, and everybody else. So, Mr. Thought, they like, oh, cool. Angel Face like to feature them in the next video. That would be awesome. It's definitely worth a watch. Heads will explode, putts will be hurt. Yeah. Well, Tweedle, hopefully be down in Daytona next year because Spaceball will be there with me, and we will be definitely having some fun with that bike down there. And Hells, if you're still in Florida, yeah, man, we're definitely going to have some fun doing some hooligan shit rolling down the highway, or at least the streets. So Mr. and Mr. Stupper says they're okay with it. Angel Face, so cool. Don't worry about it because I have no idea. That's funny. My wife says heads exploding is always amusing, and it is. So everybody have a good Easter. Is everybody in a food coma? I know I'm not. I had some tuna tartare for lunch with a nice mussel pot that was Fried Diablo. So that was really good. That was enjoyable. So what did you guys have? I had a very unconventional Easter meal. I had fish. Well, I don't know. That's also considered an Easter food. Yep. My wife had ham. She said that was good. It looked good. They had a nice glaze on it. I give her that, give them that. And Mel and I went to the same place that we took Corey and Motonagan to. We like the food there. We know the owner. If you're ever in the Ansonia area downtown on Main Street, the restaurant I like to go to is Copper City. So food is always good there. Nice, HD. You spent it riding. I bet you it was a lot warmer in Texas than it was here in Connecticut. Steve had said, I had tacos. Now, HD Traveler was telling me down in Texas, they have a place that has brisket tacos. Oh my God, that sounds so good. And that's definitely something worthwhile. And they're eating frozen pizza. Nice. Now, is it me, or is the Easter holiday not really the same as it was, 30, 40 years ago? Maybe because 40 years ago I was, still a kid, and I'm not anymore. I don't have kids. So, yeah. And let's see. Rody says he had hamburgers and fries. Awesome. And HG says, yes, it's Valentina's is the name of that place. I can't for some reason, I can't remember the name of the place, but yeah, brisket tacos just sounds so good. Yeah, you know what, Tweedle? I'm the same way, man. I really don't do holidays, to me, a holiday is going to rallies and hanging out with friends. Like down in Daytona. That was awesome. That to me was a holiday, You got called into work today, DDK? Well, at least you got some good pay out of it. Holiday pay, double time, triple time, Rody Ryder says, what's work? Well, we're all not retired. I wish I was, but I'm not. Angel Face says, nice. Canada streets covered with sand, but nice compared to the long winter. Nice. DDK says, Rody's got jokes tonight. Yeah. Might as well. Attracting. It's sat and and trick and watched. Oh, God. Hey, DDK, you remember 8-track cassettes? And VHS and Beta. There's an old system that people don't remember if you're not old enough, is the old Beta videos and 8-track cassette players. Okay, HD, why are you messaging me on Instagram? Don't hate me. Haha. Nice. HD, you can always come on here. You don't have to message me on Instagram while I'm live. You can come on my live. Hey, here he is. Breaking news from Ray's Motorline. My brother.
What's up, man?
What's going on? Hey, Corey just jumped in. Hey, Corey.
Am I echoing?
No, you're fine, brother.
Okay. Now I had to help the wife for a minute.
Yeah, I hear
you. I always have holidays, man. I grilled out on the grill, burgers, hot dogs, New Orleans style smoked sausage, jalapeno.
Wouldn't that be Tennessee style at your house?
Yeah, pretty much. We had the nephew, my brother-in-law. He's got 4 boys, so my yard's always bigger and better for them to do egg hunts, and they range from like 2 years old to 10. So my girls kind of walk them around and help them hunt eggs in the yard. So we still celebrate every holiday, man. So, and I love it. What's up, Frogzilla? Yeah. Evil Rick. Yeah, I mean, it's it's tradition and something we've done. And yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, because my kids are to a point where I feel like the holidays ain't the same, but because the kids are getting older. But as having 4 little nephews, and nieces like that. So it kind of keeps it going, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, well, all my nieces and nephews are grown, out of school. One of them's in the Coast Guard. He's a puddle pirate out in Alaska.
That's cool.
So, yeah,
Good career. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, he's had a pretty exciting career right out of basic training. He was in Puerto Rico for a while. Then from there, he went to A school. After A school, he went out to Alaska. So he's out in Alaska right now. And that's pretty cool that he's out there experiencing that. But he went from Puerto Rico to Alaska. Polar opposites.
I was going to say from probably decent hot weather to freaking frigid.
No, he went from seeing girls on thongs on the beach to everybody being bundled up. You can't even see a body shape.
To see them polar bears. That polar bear fell on me. What's up, Tweedo? Let's see who's in the side chat. HD, Angel Face. What's up, Mr. or Mrs. or maybe Mr. and Mrs. Stumper? Who knows? Who knows who's on that one? It could be him or her or both. Corey, what's up, buddy? DDK. Always good to see you. Rody Rides, good to see you. Mel, I know you're in the side chat. Steven Turner. I don't know that name. Hey, buddy. Or sweetheart, or some people. Process. Let's see. I think Hells was in here a minute ago. What's up, guys? I think I'm caught up. No, I just had a few things to take care of here, and the wife asked me to do, so that's why I couldn't jump on. Hey, I like that burnout dude, of course, always,
Oh, yeah.
That popping, though, man, I'm glad they worked that out.
Oh, yeah, that on a D-cell pop, that's because it's a lean condition, and he had to build that map from scratch. I mean, literally, he had to build it from idle all the way up through red line in every gear, and that's what took 12 hours to do.
I mean, that's cool how they can do it, though, right? Put that on a computer and then run it to where it stops and nothing does it. I thought Corey was jumping on with us.
I thought so, too, but I guess not.
He got scared because I was on here.
Yeah, I guess so. You're kind of a scary-looking guy,
Most, yeah.
He says
YouTube is me, Mr. Thumper says. Insta is her unless you see Mr. Thumper. Okay. Like I said, usually when it's a couple, like Sam and Susan, like 2 Up Journey Junkies, most of the time they're right, running it together, or you just don't know who you're, most of the time they'll tell you who you're talking to. So,
yeah. Well, mainly I did that burnout video for Hells because during this whole build, it's like, got to videotape the burnout, never happened. Videotape the burnout, never happened. Well, you know what? Now it's time for him to put up or shut up because I put up my burnout video. He hasn't yet.
That's right. Corey said throw the link out to him.
I already did it.
Oh,
it's right here in the side chat.
I got it on private chat. No wonder, duh. I couldn't see it. There we go. I was just trying to remember names.
Hey,
the master builder that helped.
Hang on. Do you have the Harley Davidson museum shirt on, or is that the Jason Momoa?
This one?
Yeah.
No, it's Dixon.
No, that's a knucklehead, right?
It's a whole bunch of different Harley motors.
Oh, I thought you might have had that Jason Momoa or the museum shirt.
No.
Hey guys, you guys want to see a good knucklehead? The right best knucklehead I've ever seen. Right there. Wouldn't you agree, Corey?
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll take it.
Doc's got a knucklehead and a meathead on.
There you go.
And what am I, a shithead?
That's right. Not me. That's right.
But yeah, it's nice to see that bike come to that conclusion to be continued. I had a feeling that pipe was going to be a restriction. So,
and what is it? The exhaust?
That is the Vance & Hines Pro pipe with the competition baffle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get a hold of Sawicki Speed Shop down in North Carolina, And I don't know. Well, Ray, you haven't seen it yet. So let me bring it up and I'll show you.
Yeah, I
You
think,
know,
what's his name out of Northern Georgia? Kevin Baxter.
yep,
I remember in a live, I want to say it was over a year ago at this point, he was saying the Vance and Hines stuff isn't as good for a performance as it used to be.
right. So here you go, Ray. This is the exhaust I'm looking at. It's not cheap by any means.
Owie.
Looks good though.
Yeah, and at this point, I don't care if how it looks at that point for this bike, because this bike's nothing but performance.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm looking at that for the exhaust, and Blockhead did a video with a dyno on it, and that was the best numbers that they received. So, and this here is the intake system I'm looking at right there. And
that's pretty
that
big.
price is just the elbow. The intake manifold's separate. The throttle body's separate.
I don't have my glasses on. You'll have to. That's awful small, right? I can't see. What's it say?
It says it's the HPI's newest products, a tunnel ram elbow kit with custom HPI cone-shaped filter. New upgrade for the M8. The part number I'm going with is the 70 millimeter, because right now I have the 64 millimeter.
Yeah.
But I'm going to jump it up to 70 millimeter, and just that elbow alone is $640.
My Lord.
Damn. Now, will that work intake you already got, or?
No, to do that whole intake system from the heads to the air cleaners, right about $2,000.
My Lord.
And then another, $1,300 for exhaust.
Yeah, so
and then get it tuned again?
Yep. But it won't be that long because we have a base to work off of.
Yeah.
So you won't have to build it from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
So, horsepower is a very addicting drug.
Mm-hmm.
But, for now, 160 foot-pounds of torque isn't something to,
That's
turn,
nothing to cry about.
put your nose up to.
No, I mean, I think I'd rather go with torque than power.
Yeah, that's why I chose that cam. It's more of a torque cam than a horsepower cam.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted a horsepower cam, I would have definitely gone with the S&S 590C cam. And that is a top-end horsepower cam. And I prefer torque for my riding style.
Yeah, I'd rather be able to get up and go when I want to than have that later on power, But I've had a pretty good day, though. I mean, I around the house all day on the grill, if that's what you call a,
Nice.
good day. Well, yeah, I was up at 3 this morning, and I just was, going since then, trying to prepare, cook, or get things prepared and ready and things like that. So, wife got up, made homemade cupcakes, and we always do desserts. And
Nice. Dessert's the best part of the meal.
Yeah. We had a pecan pie, and let's see, we had some kind of chocolate cake, and like I said, homemade cupcakes.
And I didn't get an invite.
If you want to fly down anytime, buddy, or ride 25 hours, you're more than welcome.
Well, if you invited me yesterday, I could have been there.
Yeah, on that bike, you could have got here in about 3 hours. So
no, right now it's got an oil leak.
Oh shit! I heard you saying something about the pan was making noise or something.
Well, the primary makes noise because of the compensator delete.
Oh,
but Corey, if you remember when we were putting the primary together, there's that little round gasket we didn't have. That's for where the shifter shaft goes through.
I can't say I remember it, but
okay. Well, we didn't have that gasket, so I'm gonna replace it, and that's where it's leaking from. So I got to get a new primary gasket. I got to try and find that little donut gasket, replace that, because I'm leaking primary fluid out of there.
Damn it.
It happens.
Yeah.
You know what? If that's the only issue I have after taking that whole bike apart, put it back together, that's a win.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna say that's something you can live with.
Yep.
It'd be different if something slung through the motor, you know, you had to redo the whole motor. But yeah, something like that, yeah, that's something I could live with.
Yeah.
I mean, what's up, man? You have a good day, Dallas.
Let's see if Dallas will join us, because I know he might have to get a step stool to sit on for his camera to see him. But
I don't know if he
Dallas,
actually
you're always
rode.
welcome.
He may have rode that bike today.
I saw something. He had the bike out, that
Yeah.
the hot wing, the chicken
Yeah.
wing, or the Buffalo Wild Wing, whatever that gold wing is called. I think it's called the hot wing.
I like it, man. I want to ride
Yeah.
the shit out of it. I do. I want
Good.
to get on it and see what it does. I
There you
like
go.
motorcycles, man. I don't.
Yeah.
I love Harley. That's why I own 2 of them. But
Yep.
I love riding different motorcycles. I don't.
Absolutely.
You know, 2 wheels,
Like,
man. Let's
My
do
favorite
it, you know?
sport bike I would love to get my hands on is a Ducati 929.
Yeah. Well, my first
That
street
to me
bike
was the best street legal race bike ever produced.
Yeah.
I loved their the 1099 or no, the 999.
No, the
and
999. Yeah, 1098. 99. I was going to say the 99. But yeah, I started on a Honda 100 4-stroke dirt bike. So, like I said, the first street bike was a 95 Kawasaki engine, old
Mhm.
heavy model. Of course, I dreamed of Harleys because that's what I seen growing up, and that's what, you just that iconic bike, the brand, all that. So, I'm not saying I wouldn't ever own a different brand. I'm saying I wouldn't get rid of my Harleys, but I'm saying that
Right.
I'll ride anything. I enjoy any bike as long as it's it's moving and I'm having fun on it. Shit, I'll ride it. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, look at Cycle Fanatics. He's got his Harley, which is pretty well built. It's a nice road glide, and then he went out and got that Hayabusa.
Hayabusa, yeah. And I think he used to ride those bikes before he got into Harley too, though. He was riding those street bikes, and I think a lot of us did. Well, I wasn't riding them like consistent, like year after year, like with people and stuff like that. I just owned one and rode it for a couple of years, but I never really rode with a group of people with him. I just had my fun, solo rider, and like always. And I knew one day I'd have a Harley Davidson. So, like I said, but hey, if I see a motorcycle, man, I don't care what to a standard, but I really don't care what brand or what it looks like, man. I'm like, damn, I want to jump on and see what it does. I want to ride it. So, and that's one thing I've never been scared to just jump on something. I mean, you can ask him. I jumped on three different of his bikes and took off. And, it doesn't bother me a bit to jump on a motorcycle and figure it out, because that's how I was taught. They handed me the dirt bike. They said, here's the clutch. Here's how you do the gas. This over here's the brake. This over here's this brake, or whatever. They said, here. And I was in a field, and they said, go for it. So that's how I learned how to ride motorcycles at 12 years old. So ever since, I just jump on them and I just figure it out. As soon as I get going down the road, I figure it out. So, and I figured it out so much, I'll just jump on any motorcycle because I pretty much know how to do everything. So, I just take off on them. I don't care what they are. And I mean, you can ask him. I jumped right on the road glide and threw the wife on the back. She jumped right up there on the back because she knows I know how to ride. So she wasn't hesitated a bit. She jumped right up there. And the only thing was, when I got going down the road and I started taking off, I was like, damn, something's different. Well, I never rode the hydraulic clutch before. So it was, I never killed it or nothing like that. It was just, took a second to get used to that hydraulic clutch. And Penny, his wife, was like, that's amazing. You just jumped on and figured you didn't care. I said, well, that's just how I learned how, that's how you ride. I do. I just jump on it and figure it out. So.
Yep. There you go, Tweedle.
He said he's got, and what did he say? He's got something coming up. What'd you buy? A spinner for your bass boat? He's going to be a spinner. He's going to be a spinner bait.
You got a new prop.
I know what he's doing, but you got a
gonna be a top water bait.
Yeah.
Hey, Frogzilla will send you a frog to put on the back, and that way it'd be a real top water bait.
Yeah.
Speed and comfort. Sounds like Blow to me. I mean, the movie Blow.
Angel Face, I would love to jump on an old British bike.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you have one for me to ride, I'll ride it. Even
I
if
like,
everything is opposite, I would still love to do that.
I have a feeling I'd go to clutch in and go flying over the handlebars. But
yeah.
I'd give it a try.
I'd like to ride one of them either BSA or the Norton. I think that would be fun.
Classic Triumphs.
Yeah.
I'm still looking forward to my next build.
Yep. You found a
The
donor for
benefit
it yet?
chopper. Huh?
Have you found a donor for it yet?
Nope. Nope. I'm actually going to put it out there. I'm going to do a video explaining what I want to do, and I'm looking for donors, and I'm going to tag companies like Ted Cycles, V-Twin Manufacturing, Billy Lane, and a whole bunch of people. Maybe they'll all reach out to me and donate all the products for me to put together and raffle it off, and then take all the money from the raffle and give it to Homes for the Brave. It's a veterans organization that they house homeless veterans and help them find jobs and help place them into rental units and things like that to get them off the street and back into society, and basically giving them back their dignity. So that's what I'm looking to do with that, and I think it's a great organization what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my brother sent me a picture earlier, and I sent it to Monkey. He thinks it's too high, and I thought he was asking more than what he said for it. Let's see. And it's a full dressed 84 shovel head for $8,000. Garage kept. I think he said it had 15,000 miles. This guy's only the second owner. But because I told Monkey, because I thought he was still looking for one, and it's actually sitting in Panama City Beach right now. I know that's expensive to spend on one, but because especially if you're going to raffle it off and all that and donate the money. But I can tell you, if a man's looking for one for himself this is just about completely done, but it ain't chopped out. Now I'm saying if he was going to just chop it out and take the motor out of it, all that, it may be, I don't know about worth it. I just sent you the picture on Instagram, Doc. So $8,000. So
that's more than I could afford.
Well, I know. I'm just saying that's what the guy was. 15,000 original miles. It runs.
I still think $8,000's a little steep for that.
Mm-hmm. That's what me and Monkey was talking about. Didn't want to insult the guy by offering him like $3,000 because taking it and doing something different with it is.
It's worth like $2,000 to me.
Yeah, that's what I told Monkey. I said I couldn't go over $3,000, especially if I had the money to do what I wanted to with it, or if I was going to invest in chopping it out and all that. But there's no way.
Yeah, because I'm looking at a whole lot of fabrication to get to a 12 over Springer front end, and of course I'll have a 16-inch front tire, which would probably be the smallest front tire you could put on a bike with that type of rake on it. A 19-inch rear tire, a coffin style fuel tank, uphill chopper.
You like that coffin style?
Oh, I do.
Really?
Especially if that coffin tank is 3-dimensional.
Well, I know what you're talking about. It's okay with certain. I don't know, man. I like the peanut tank. I've always enjoyed the 2.2 gallon or 3 gallon. On my Harley, I got the peanut tank, but it's like a 3 gallon tank.
Yep.
Excuse me. And, or 3.2 maybe. But I've always enjoyed Indian Larry's, man. He's always done like a 4 or 4.5 gallon tank, and the way the sides are indented where you can, maybe do some riding or something, some cool airbrushing or something in it. But that, with them coffin tanks kind of remind me almost of like I don't know if you guys ever seen that bike Ozzy Osbourne had built for him. It had the guitar or whatever, or
Yep.
as the tank and stuff. Said he never even rode it. He said on it twice, and then his management said no, and sold it back to them people because they was afraid he was going to get hurt on it because he was so much on alcohol and drugs that they cared more about really not him, but about the money, making money. And so they sold it.
I mean,
Let him have it.
He got kicked out of Black Sabbath for drug and alcohol abuse. I mean, you had to be pretty bad to get kicked out of Black Sabbath for that.
Yeah. And not only that, though, man, I don't care how bad he shakes or whatever he does. That motherfucker gets on stage, and when he starts singing, it's like fucking just he's 30 years old again. It's just he rocks, dude. I don't care what anybody says about him. But
he remembers the words.
Yeah, he fucking rock. He might sit up there and shake, but once he starts singing, man, it's like fucking death.
It takes him 2 songs to walk from the side of the stage to center stage.
Yeah.
Pretty soon they're going to get him one of those wireless mics and a walker or a wheelchair.
I'm telling you, I loved listening to him though, man.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the guy is an icon and, in rock and roll. I mean, God, they blamed him for all sorts of stuff, brought him to courts and everything.
Said he was satanic, all that shit.
Yeah.
And then all his CDs or albums, they tried to ban, except then they had to put that, advisor on it. And but what I don't get is which I do understand because certain rock stars or rock musicians and stars, like Twisted Sister, that motherfucker's never done. You would think he's never done drugs or anything in his life, and he writes some badass choppers, and then you got. I mean, I don't care for Tommy Lee, but this guy's got a badass chopper. And then, he let that one guy ride it and somebody ran over him and fucked the bike up and he had to, get that Counts Customs to redo it. But they like that long sugar bear front end and all that stuff, which is awesome. But, I mean, none of their management said, hey, we're going to sell the bike. You can't ride it, so they were like, fuck you. I think Ozzy just kind of agreed because he enjoyed doing drugs more than he did riding a motorcycle.
Yep.
So,
whoa, Fat Glide, welcome.
Hey, buddy.
Evening, Fat Lad.
So, I mean, there's a lot of those 80s guys that, man, they love those choppers. They still got motorcycles, they just, you don't really see them on it.
Yeah. Actually, the whole Motley Crue band actually had choppers for a while, and most of them were built by Jesse James when he had West Coast choppers.
Well, Fred Durst called them and was like, he wanted a bike, blah, 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 but he wanted to jump in line. And Jesse James hung up on the motherfucker, and they wasn't friends at the time. And Fred Durst's manager called back, and he's like, look, motherfucker, I don't care who you are, you wait, And fucking, so he said eventually they're good friends now. And he said eventually he built him a bike, but he made him wait in fucking line. And then like Sylvester Stallone. He wouldn't even build him one because management called and said, hey, we need a yellow motorcycle. Sylvester bought a yellow Ferrari and something else yellow, and he wanted a yellow bike to match. He said, I don't do fucking yellow. Hung up on him, he said. And then Jesse James said, then their management called, or Sylvester Stallone called back, and he was like, you can't build me, a motorcycle. He said, I don't do fucking yellow, and I don't like you. And he said he hung up on him and never fucking, never built him a bike or nothing.
Yep. I'll tell you the type of guy Jesse James is.
Well, I mean, like he said, I don't give a fuck who you are, what your name is, or how much money you got. You're not going to just call and expect me to jump when, I got 25 to 100 people in front of you.
Yep. I'll tell you the type of guy Jesse James is, though. I had my roommate in Iraq. All he did, the whole deployment, was talk about buying his OCC chopper. So, he didn't spend money on soap, shampoo, or toothpaste.
Now Orange County or West Coast?
Orange County choppers. So let's get on the story. And so he didn't buy soap, shampoo, or anything. He saved every penny. He would go through the unwanted care packages and grab the soap and shampoo and deodorant and would use that. And when we got home, he calls me up and says, hey, I'm ready. Let's go to OCC. So I drive him out to OCC. He buys one of their custom production choppers. Well, things didn't work out. We had to get the bike towed back, and he ended up leaving the bike with them. The whole lawsuit went through, and he won, and he got all his money back finally. And he calls up Jesse James, and he tells him what happened. How he saved the money for it. He spent $40K at Orange County.
Oh, I bet.
And he paid cash. So he calls up Jesse, and the OCC came with a RevTech 100cc motor, 100 cubic inch motor.
Yeah.
He calls up Jesse and explains what happened. And Jesse's like, I'll build you a bike. He says, but I can't ship you a whole bike because it'd be just too expensive. But what I could do is, if you're mechanically inclined, I'll ship you the bike in crates, and then you just got to put it together. So he asked me if that's something we could do. I said, oh, absolutely. Well, 8 months later, the bike finally shows up to his house. So we go up there, we put the front end on it, we put the back tire on it. The motor and trans is already in it. We put the seat and tank on it and everything. And it was only 25 grand. So he saved 15 grand.
Yeah.
And his wheels were custom one-off. They were cut from blocks of aluminum. His frame was custom built. He had a Baker 6-speed with a S&S 100 cubic inch or 110 cubic inch motor in it. So I got a lot of love and respect for Jesse for taking care of him and doing it for 15 grand less for twice the bike.
Yeah.
And he still has it.
I don't think I don't think Jesse ever liked them anyways, did he? The other guys that built the first one.
I don't know. But for what's up, Bry? Bry's here.
Yeah, Dallas said he liked his shirt. That's what I was asking about when I seen it, because it looked like motors. So
yeah,
I thought it might have been from the museum or something, because I know they sold some at one time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I got it on a flash sale from Dixon for half off.
Okay.
So.
Well, I got my Dixon right from Clock.
Yep. I want to get one of those this year. That's a nice looking shirt.
It is, and it's comfortable. And I actually got two from Clock. They had their Clock Dixon, and then the red one you saw in the video tonight.
What's up, Jay? I don't know, man. I haven't found a real color I enjoy. Every time I get on their website, they're so bright or different. I don't know, man. I can't never find like the right color that I want. And I don't want just a black and white, guys. I know that's probably what most people are thinking, but I don't. I like certain colors, but I don't like it when they got the big bright, I just don't care for big flashy colors like that. And I don't want the lumberjack red, because that, that's just not me. And
yeah, when I got this one, they also had one called the Absinthe. It's a dark green and black, really nice. That one, because I don't like the super bright flashy colors. But,
yeah.
Angel Face OCC is not from California. Orange County Choppers are actually from Newburgh, New York.
I was gonna say New York, ain't he? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone hears Orange County and assumes it's California, but
what's up, Toby?
I think that who was that other guy that built that was let's see. Joe Martin. Do you remember how he built motorcycles in the 2000s? I ain't heard nothing from them guys, because I think they were just a fashion statement. They came out, was a trend.
Oh, you talking about Martin Brothers Garage?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a TV show now. They do custom cars and bikes.
Okay. I was wondering.
Cars now.
And I tell you, man, I always liked that. I know a lot of people didn't like him because he was a smart ass and conceited. Was the guy from a different country. He had the blonde hair, and his bikes was just raw black and black and gray, or black in the tone that he was. What was his name? Was he British or something? He was in those competitions back then. What was his name? he didn't give a shit, man. He had tattoos and
A bike builder with tattoos, that narrows it down to everyone.
he was a skinny guy, always kind of wore like those either wife beater or he had like blonde short hair. He was I'm trying to think of
Tweedo
his
says
name.
Exile
Maybe. Yeah, Exile Choppers or whatever. Yeah, that guy. I
or
forget his name.
Russell Mitchell.
He was a different country dude, but he was over here doing it. I think it was Exile. I always liked his style, man. He never showed wiring or nothing. It was straight clean and just, chopper like looked good. Because I remember he was in the contest of like those, there was only 4 of them. And they did like the big contest of like the different countries, every different country contest at one time back then. And his name may be Russell from Exile. It may be Exile Chopper, but his name may be Russell. I always
Hey,
like
beautiful Hellfire's here. Hi, honey.
out of those guys back in 2005, like Billy Lane. I like the guy. I like watching how he works and stuff, but I never got into his bikes. I couldn't get into
His
those.
bikes are more antique style,
Yeah, like grind.
and I dig those, man. I would love
an
antique bike.
I don't know. No, I ain't talking about the 1920s. I'm talking about them big fucking choppers where the bars are coming down that he rides, and he built the wireless hub and all that. And that's cool. He came out with all that. But those big ass bikes like that, that's not my style. I couldn't get into it, And he says an Asian guy from California did. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. He did a blue motorcycle custom bike, Thumper. I forget his name.
My brother.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, buddy. Mr. Thumper. He was
minor.
Yeah, he did. Matt Hotch. Yeah, he did some cool shit. But I know who he's talking about. That Asian guy. He did a blue bike at one of the competitions. He did a bunch, but that blue one he did on one of those competitions was really fucking nice.
Yeah,
that's him. HD said, it's Matt Hotch. Yeah. He always smoked a cigarette or smoked. He always had a cigarette. So.
Tweedo said he's Hawaiian.
Damn, HD. We know what you was doing in 2005. You was watching some cool. He's watching Chopper build off, buddy. I
watched all those Chopper build offs. I just can't remember names, man. I got that.
I like watch. Now I admit I watched Indian Larry's and and Billy Lane's and that Exile guy, and I watched a few, but I didn't watch all of them. Now it took me a few years, to go back and actually catch up on some of them. But like I said, Joe Martin and those guys, I didn't care for that big style of their bikes where they tried to make the frame look like a dragon and all this shit, and everything. That to me was stupid. I mean, I'm just not into that kind of shit, So
HC says, "Oh yeah, he did."
Was you even old enough to watch Choppers? I think he's.
No, they were.
I think he was younger than us, ain't he?
No, he's like 42, 43.
He's older than me. He's older than Dirk then. I'm only 35, 36. Oh, no, I turned 38 the other day. That's right.
You a youngling. You're a youngling.
Yeah.
You're 35. Switch the numbers. That's me, man. 53.
I ain't that old yet, but I'll take it.
I'll be
Greg, when you get my age, I hope you're in as good a shape as I am.
Dude, me too. I tell you what, though, I think Corey's actually younger than all of us. So,
hey, Toby. Oh yeah,
what's up, Toby?
I mean,
happy Easter, everybody.
You only got a couple years on me, but
what are you? 38, 39?
34.
Oh fuck! Yeah, you're a pup, dude. My lord.
My brother from another mother. How you doing, Toby?
Holy shit, Toby! Did
Doing
you
well.
shave?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you look about 30 years younger. Now you only look 50.
You're right. No kidding, right?
I almost got 10 years on you, dude.
Who? Curry?
Hmm?
Ray
Yeah,
he
Corey
almost had
said
10
he's
years on it?
34 years old.
Damn,
Yeah, but you
That's-
know what though?
I got 15 on you.
Corey's a hell of a mechanic, man. He can spin some wrenches.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
I had a
dove
great time working with Corey.
Yeah.
I really did.
Hey, you
Yeah,
find people
Jackson was
you
different.
just work well with, and Doc, you know your shit, and we can just work back and forth with each other. So it makes it easy.
Yeah. It was like, hey, we need to do this, this, and this. You got this, you got that. Bada beep, bada boom. Next thing you know, it's done. Hey, I might have another motor swap coming up. I was talking to a guy.
Yep.
Who's got a 107.
Yep.
Who's interested in buying my 114.
Ah, that'll be fun. What's
Yep.
it going into?
It's got a
It's got to be soft,
107
right?
street pop that we're going to do. If I told him for $6,000, I'll do the motor swap with all the gaskets. All he needs to do is just pay for the tuning afterwards.
And your next throttle body and exhaust are going to be what?
Half that.
Yeah.
I
You know-
tried to slip it in there real quick.
Toby, you know how to pour some salt on them when I tell you that much.
Hey, you said it.
But here's the thing, though. It doesn't have to be done tomorrow. The bike's running.
Yep.
The bike does burnouts. And it's a fun bike to ride as is. It's just that, I'm going to want all the potential out of that motor as I can get.
Oh, yeah.
And right now it's being restricted by the intake and the exhaust. And I want to free it up.
Yeah, I read it. Motherfuckers. You're too old to be my dad, DDK, so shut up.
It's more like a grandfather.
Yeah, no shit. You whittle too, motherfucker.
Hey,
Hey, it's funny
people
you
well
say
into
that.
their 70s have fathered children, so it's a possibility.
It's funny you say that, Ray, right? I mean, considering today's Easter, hey, DK, can you give us some current events from Easter?
I mean,
Tell us how it was that day.
original day of
He was there when Jesus came back.
Was he there
when he
So
risen.
the question is,
Did you move
when
the
you
fucking rock in
die-
front of the cave?
when you die and you come back to life, you're either a zombie or a vampire.
Well, I'd rather be a vampire.
It's a full moon, so werewolf.
Could be a werewolf, yeah.
I like it.
So
I don't know. What she's
What's wrong with Whitland?
Oh, she assumed OCC was in California. There is an OCC in California, just not the motorcycle shop.
right.
There's a Orange County beach or something like that, I think, or just a county. It's called Orange County.
Yeah, it's in San Diego, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, it wasn't. I'm way behind, ain't I? I'm-
Good night, Jay.
I'm reading. Hey, Jay,
Go do some spring.
At
cleanup,
least I'm
man.
keeping up with the
kick
chat,
some
Ray.
ass
You're the
on that.
moderator. Come on.
Kick some ass on that fucking go kart for me, buddy.
Yep. Ray, you're a moderator. You can't even keep up with the side chat.
I know it, man. I was focused. DDK done threw me off, man. Who is babyface feller?
The old fuck.
That would be Toby.
Let's see.
Maybe we could pressure Calfire to come on. Come on,
get into
Calfire.
Calfire.
We need you
too,
to bring our average age down a lot and bring some beauty to this.
Yeah, that's no lie.
You know, Dan is your daddy.
Dallas, don't make me show the pictures.
Do
No
it.
balls. No balls, Ray. You won't.
Do it.
You're scared.
Do it.
I got baby pictures, motherfucker. He knows what I'm talking about.
Hey, how'd you like that? The description. Let's go live because Ray's not.
There you go. See?
But
Oh,
yet
man,
you're still alive.
yeah, exactly. I'm here. I tell you, man, I think I overeat today, and I've been on a diet, so I think I overeat. I ate
See, Kelfire? The old man says it's okay. Jump on.
two
And
burgers.
just in case you don't have it,
Yeah, that's good.
there it is.
He said, "Was he in a tub, Ray?" No car seat, Tweedle. Oh shit!
So come on, Kelfire. There's the link. Come on in. You're always
Hey.
welcome.
Hey, they got little ones, don't they? They probably did a good Easter Sunday.
Yeah, probably.
Do you think it might be a pull Canadian guys?
Well, there you go. Toby, there's a question for you from Angel Face.
What do you think of my idea to pull the Canadian guys and Ray Modelife together?
Am I that Canadian looking? No. I mean, what the fuck? I know what she's talking about.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
she's coming on, guys. She's getting herself together, doing her hair and makeup. She's beautiful as is. She doesn't need to do her hair and makeup.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I thought they had 3 kids. Yeah, 3 kids from 10 to 18.
Yeah. So
Wow.
3, okay. So 10, at least the 10-year-old should be still kind of into the Easter stuff, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah, should
mine ain't, but mine's 14 and 18 and 22. And
Yeah, my
Look at that baby face. Boy, that's clean shaven. The drill instructors, the commanders would all be happy.
Yeah, okay.
he says, I sound real Canadian.
More like a tripod setup. Oh. Yeah, well, that's that Tennessee accent.
I don't know. I don't get it because I don't think I got one because I was raised in the city. I wasn't raised it. Well, I mean, I was raised in Nashville in the city and then on the outskirts, I didn't grow up here in this country town I'm in now. This is where my mother's family is from. I was born here until I was 2, and then she moved us to Nashville, and that's where I was raised. So I don't get how people say I have an accent because I was actually raised in a city.
Ray, you have an accent, bro.
Well, that's just because y'all fucking are
More
funny.
so than BDK.
y'all think everybody below fucking New York has an accent.
You're saying y'all. That's an accent.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, y'all
See,
means
we're just
every one of y'all
lucky
on
Toby
the fucking
doesn't have
screen.
that masshole accent.
Yeah.
Am I right, Corey?
Mm-hmm.
The masshole accent
true,
is,
Angel.
could be crazy.
We need to get Rhodey or Michael Bike on. You want the full accent.
Yeah, no shit. Them motherfuckers are like throw your body in the river or bury your shit kind of gangster voices,
Should be seeing, matter of fact, speaking to Canadians, Angel, I should be seeing a Canadian this week sometime. Jarvis Biker should be in my area this week. So looking forward to linking up with him, getting some riding in with him. Nashville's kind of known for a twang accent.
Well, not that I know of.
Not me. In the 80s growing up, only 5 white boys in the projects. Shit. I don't think I had that, if there was a slang, it wasn't country.
Yeah. My ex-wife, she was from Virginia. She had a Southern accent.
I was going to say it might just be the
I don't think
South.
they call that Southern, no. Back then, that was called Appalachian, right?
He says, I'm country as gravy biscuits. Just face it. I didn't say I wasn't country. I just said I wasn't raised in the country. I mean, there's a difference. I didn't say I wasn't country. I just said I wasn't raised in the country.
Tell him, Bray, you listen to both kinds of music, country and Western.
No, I don't listen to country,
boy.
dude. Country's gone. Ever since
Come on, Taylor Swift left country.
Let me
So
tell you
you gotta
something.
bring
Country
country back.
every other fucking TikTok or reel or fucking YouTube short, these fucking girls on there trying to rap is not country. And just because they wear camouflage and sitting in the back of a truck trying to rap pisses me off, because country music actually used to be good until after 2000, and it just started going downhill. But I'm going to tell you when country music started going bad. And I know some of you may like this shit and may like this dude, but I'm going to say his fucking name because I don't give a fuck if he calls me or not. I'll tell him, kiss my ass. Is when fucking the face of country music is fucking Jelly Roll. That is not country music. There's no more country music. Nashville is just Nashville now. It's not country music. It's just music.
Who the
City.
hell
Country
Jelly
music
Roll?
hasn't been country in a long time.
That's what I'm saying.
was
It,
pop with a
pisses
southern
me off
twang.
because everybody gets on there and says, "I'm
Pop with a
country.
southern
I
twang.
want to be
Hank
country.
Williams Jr.
I want to
That's
be a
country.
country
I'm wrong.
singer." No,
What's
I'm
up, Brody?
serious. Everyone
Well, when
else
the
say, "I
biggest
want to be
song
a
in the
country
country
singer."
is a guy
There's
singing-
no country anymore.
I
Yeah,
would-
when the
I
biggest
could
song in the
agree with-
country
Hold
is a
on, let me
guy
look
singing
it up.
about some country girl shaking her ass,
Mm-hmm.
that's not country anymore. That's
Nope.
pop.
Yep. I mean,
Yep.
it ended like 2003. I'd say country went up. It was gone. So,
Come on, we all love Hank Williams Jr.
well, that's country though, too.
Yeah.
Who
That is
doesn't?
country. And Willie Nelson.
Yes, but I'm
Charlie
talking
Daniels
about
Band.
these motherfuckers that think they can rap this country. That's just Nashville. That's music. That's Music City. I wish they quit calling it country because they ain't got shit to do with country. So they may rap about country living, but they're not living country living. They're not truly grown up in the country, or they wouldn't be trying to be gangsters. I mean,
Yep.
a true
Oh,
country
so
boy is
here's
not
the
going to
question.
rap. So
You get your house back, your wife back, your dog comes back to life. Come on now. You get your truck fixed.
Hey, Lolly, how are you? Oh, yeah, my wife got it good. Those TikTok bimbos are talentless.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're stupid.
And you can't forget about good old Conway Twitty.
I
You
like
know?
Conway Twitty, man.
And Johnny Cash had some good stuff. It's rock, old rock, classic
Yep.
or country.
Toledo,
What about,
I guess I need to get
What
off
about
here.
like Alan
don't I?
Jackson, Ray Travis,
I like that 90s country.
Blake Shelton. I mean, some of
No,
that stuff.
don't like him. No,
Really?
he's too arrogant, conceited. Yeah,
You know who's got a good country voice, but he doesn't sing country a lot?
didn't
Kid
care
Rock.
for it. He's too political for me. Don't like him either. 2008, he had that transvestite to DJ his party, and he actually had a Bud Light in his hand drinking it. And I'm going to tell you something here, because, yeah, Tweedledee, you're right. They done triggered me. I'm going to tell you the true fucking facts right here, right now. No shit. Fucking people like that kill me, because look at how many people they jump to sponsors into these companies. They're not about their real beliefs is about the money. They're following the money. They're not following what they truly believe in. If they truly believe that shit, he would still be drinking Bud Light. He wouldn't have said a fucking word about it, because he drank Bud Light. I'm telling you, it's a trend. They follow the money. I don't care what he says about how he believes or his commitments, how many little fucking guns he shoots on his property. I'm serious, guys. They follow them people like that. They follow the money and the people paying them. So they're full of shit. I don't like them. That's just my opinion. And
Yep.
it's the truth. I mean, don't sit down something when you was just fucking doing it and loving it, 5 to 10 years ago. But now that these companies is fucking paying you and these other companies don't want to pay you, just because you're going where the money's at doesn't mean that's your true beliefs. That's not what you believe in. Money. That's all you believe in. You don't have any true beliefs. So,
So now,
who's there?
getting
You
back
go.
on topic, Tweedledee's got a good side on this one. Who's riding tomorrow? I know I am.
I
Yep.
plan on it.
Well, I plan on trying to go down here and hopefully my parts are in. So, Master
Angel Face, I
Cylinder
think Shania
Levers.
Twain is country, in my opinion. But she's kind of fallen way off the scope lately.
Well,
Yeah.
Didn't she have cancer or something?
something happened to her, and then I
Yeah.
think she had a
Back
couple
in the
of
90s, she was killing it.
kids and got life kind of settled down.
Yep. Well, she made her money. She was smart. She made her money. got in and got out. She wasn't around for all the bullshit, which is awesome. Hey guys, here she is, the one and only, the beautiful
There's Kelfire.
Fire. Hey,
Hi,
honey,
Hulk.
I'm gonna put you on spot.
She's like, please.
Don't worry, I'm used to it. Kelpfire, they do it to me all the time. You just got to roll with it.
We also
Yeah.
mute Ray
How
too
you guys
from time to time.
Yeah, Tweedle, I don't know, man. All I did was ask about Blake Shelton, and he went off, so I won't ask another one.
You know, Dr. Harley, the nice part about being a metalhead, you don't have to worry about country.
Yep. Worried about Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer.
Fuck
You know?
Metallica. Metallica sucks.
After the Black
like
Album,
them
I
either.
agree.
Yeah, they suck.
I actually heard a good-
Alternica.
I'm
I
sorry,
heard a good
guys. I was
Metallica
a
joke the other
teenager
day.
in the mid '90s. I loved Tool, Rage Against the Machine, fucking Nirvana. I love the classic rock, like my parents, listened to. Me growing up listening to that stuff. But I was, I was a grunge and rock kind of guy, teenager, and there's a few '80s songs that I like, like Guns N' Roses. There was a few of those songs and albums they had, but it wasn't. He says, "What the hell, right?" Well, I mean, I just don't care for certain things, and
Well, that's his love interest.
I mean,
come on.
I'm serious
Yeah,
now. You
right,
throw
right,
you
right,
throw
she's
some
a good-looking
9 inch,
girl.
you put some 9-inch nails in, or some Marilyn Manson and shit. I like that music, man. It's
Yep.
good music. So
White Zombie, Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie. I mean, he's got a
Well,
few
White
songs.
Zombie is Rob Zombie, but he broke
Yeah.
off from the original.
I think he makes better movies than he does music. So, that's
see,
my
I
Yeah,
love
I
opinion.
saw
better than his movies.
Manson in concert.
Yeah.
The guy's
Did he
one
fucking
twisted
go?
individual, but he's
He's a crazy motherfucker.
he is a hell of a showman.
Yeah, he is.
No,
He
but
puts one
yeah.
So is that
Yeah.
true, Ray? You're a
What?
Backstreet Boys kind of guy?
Yeah, hell yeah, I am. I can't. Hey, you ask Lexa who Brandon Ray is, and she'll tell you who I am, Doc. Go ahead, ask her. I dare any of you to ask Alexa.
I don't
who
have
am.
Alexa.
or Siri or whoever she is. Fucking Shirley or
Oh,
whatever her
Siri.
name is.
I agree, Mel Chop. Their Black Album was the last good one.
Sure, I'm
It
serious.
was.
So you know how
was.
Metallica
said,
fought with
Hey.
the Napster and all the music stealing? They stopped
Uh-huh.
making music worth stealing.
Only person that ever stole any music was Milli Vanilli.
Who?
Girl,
Well, no,
don't-
they had
No,
the
they
people
faked
sing it, but
music.
They were just so
Oh, yeah,
ugly.
yeah,
They
that's
couldn't
right.
sell albums. So they hired these guys
But,
to lip sync to them.
but that's the best quote in the world, though. If anything happens in life, just blame it on the rain. I mean, shit,
Oh man,
You know what? I think they were set up. I really do. I think the record label or whoever it was just set them up because somebody told them, "Hey, we're gonna stick you out on stage and we're gonna make you lip sync." I think they were sacrificial.
well, I can tell you the best duo
And they got
ever.
paid. So, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And then they got on drugs.
Well,
one
you'd be
killed himself,
surprised
and-
how much the artists actually get to keep of the money that they make. They really don't. Record labels and
unless
stuff.
they're up there, unless they're headlining like big time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
true.
They
I'll
get
be honest.
record
man.
labels steal.
The best two guys ever sang together right here. Crisscross.
He said Chris and Cross.
You brought up Chris
Cross
Cross. I had to
will
get
make
him
you
on.
jump, jump.
Oh,
Mac
back-
Daddy make you jump.
Uh,
Sorry, Ray. I had to take you off the screen for saying Chris Cross, you know?
I went and looked up. I'm editing a video right now, but I went and looked up Foo Fighters and Green Day because they're the headliners at the Welcome Home rally, right? So this is an older article. It was from 2015, but it said that it was giving prices right in order to book a band, and it gave like the top 20 bands at the time, and it said like Green Day and Foo Fighter both were. It took no less than like $500K to book one of those bands for a night, for a concert period. So I was like, that's insane.
they
They were
suck
low.
too.
Yeah.
Green Day's first two albums was good. And then when they started doing political shit and getting involved in other stuff, and Foo Fighters, they were okay until their
Foo
drummer
Fighters.
died.
I mean, they were one of the bigger alternative rock bands that hit
Yeah.
the '90s, right? If I remember
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard them.
I
they
saw
were,
them in concert too.
I
Foo
seen them at
Fighters.
Bonnaroo.
Well, I'm
in
actually looking forward to
2003.
seeing Foo Fighters, to be honest with you. But
What's
more
that?
importantly, I'm looking forward to see Joan Jett.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what's funny is my wife never dressed to look like Joan Jett. And when I was on my last deployment, I was watching
Uh-oh.
a Joan Jett video. It says, "I hate myself for loving you." I looked over at her really quick. I was like, holy shit, that's my wife from the 90s. I was like, wow. You know? So, and I sent her the picture. Says, "Honey, you look like Joan Jett." She's like, "No, I don't." I sent her the picture. She's like, holy shit. So, I'm banging Joan Jett lookalike.
He said, "Fucking go get us a venue in fucking Vegas."
Yeah.
Lord. What?
Joan,
Yeah, she
Jett
does.
rides-
Joan Jett's badass,
used to
man.
ride motorcycles. Yeah, I think she's done a lot of different things. Truthfully, I mean,
Yeah. I mean, she really paved the way for women.
Tweet Lee
rock
says,
stars.
yeah, Tweet Lee says he's seen Cats in concert. Dude, nobody cares about that musical Cat. So
No, the
fucking go
Pussycat
back
Dolls.
to your boat. I
Yeah,
gotta give him shit. I know.
seen the play
I try
Cat.
to give
That
him
was great.
shit because he's been giving me shit. I'm gonna deliver a bag of shit on his door.
Oh, nice. We're looking forward to seeing that video.
Ooh.
See, now
Slipknot,
Slipknot, I would
there's a
love to see.
concert.
I'm not a big
Yeah.
Rammstein fan. I just can't get into Rammstein.
I can't either. Take the fucking makeup off, and I mean,
Now
That's
Slipknot, on
funny.
the other hand, I love their music.
no,
When
I
I
don't
was
care
in-
for Slipknot. I
When I
don't
was
like
in Germany
corn.
I got to
I
Germany
saw
in 90
Rammstein last
in
year.
95, and my roommate was a huge Rammstein fan back when they were like real small.
Yeah, even if you're not a huge fan of their music, we lost Doc. If you're not a huge fan of their music, their stage show alone.
Oh, I bet.
I mean,
I
they
heard
put on
that. I have heard
And
that.
that's like what? At
concert.
least 60% of a fucking concert is their performance, really. I mean, anybody's. If they can put on a good performance and keep you entertained, I mean, that's what it's about, is entertainment. It ain't just the music, because how many times do you listen to somebody live and you really can't hear the fucking music?
Well, that's
Really,
the
it's
problem for a
about.
while there.
Oh, you can hear them crystal clear.
But I'm saying most bands you go and you got 80,000 fucking fans in the arena. You can't hear that music really. You're looking for a performance. Lights and sparkles and different kinds of things going on. So
Pyrotechnics.
I could tell you when I saw Godsmack live down in Ocean City and they were outside. Usually you lose a lot of the music and the sound quality in an outside area. It wasn't even a clamshell type of deal. It was just basically a stage setup. They sounded perfect. It sounded like they did recorded.
Huh.
I thoroughly enjoyed their show. Before them was Chevelle, and Chevelle was good, but in my opinion, in concert, Chevelle can't hold Godsmack's jockstrap.
I bet.
You know who else was really good live? Is Shinedown.
Yeah.
He put on
Yeah,
a
Shinedown.
killer show.
Shinedown, yep. Godsmack was off the hook. They played for 4 hours, and everyone's supposed to play for 90 minutes.
Damn.
So it was just so badass. He said, "I don't care if they kick us off the stage or they don't fucking pay us. We're having such a good time. We're going to keep playing until they kick us off."
Take me home, West Virginia.
They ran out of music to play because they didn't
Roadie.
want to play any of their new album because they didn't want that out on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook before they released it. And I get it. And I respect that. But they played everything they had in their song list, and they were phenomenal. 4 hours of Godsmack. How
She
can you
don't
go wrong?
belong.
Yes. Anybody here, if you like metal, there's a little girl I follow on Instagram. Her Instagram name is That Yella Harper. Her name is Harper. She's like 11 years old, and she can belt it out, like
Oh, yeah.
scream heavy metal, "Raw!" like that. It's like she's awesome. So yeah, I need to check her out. She's pretty cool.
You guys saw it in California, and it was disappointing. I'm sorry to say that. I mean, 'cause
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
what
them.
I was thinking, man.
My silly concept.
That would seem like it wouldn't be that disappointing, but Rhodey, I like Cold Wall and Whiskey Myers, things like that. That's kind of music I like to listen to most time. Rival Sons, The Weathered Souls. It's just you just have to look those up to even know who they are.
Yeah, that'd be nice if I could put some of my favorite band's music in my videos without copyright
It
strikes.
sucks, don't it? I've got 3 so far copyrights.
You can do it in shorts.
In your front
Yeah.
yard, in a baby swimming pool with a water hose, in shorts.
Brody, MC Hammer was before my time.
But no, seriously, I mean, you can use
Yeah.
current music in shorts.
Or you got like Backstreet Boys, in sync,
Next
Chasing
thing
Waterfalls.
Next thing you know, Ruddy's going to bring up Will Smith getting jiggy with it.
Hey, that motherfucker has never cussed in any of his songs.
No,
And
he's
has
too
won
good.
and has won more Grammys and albums than most of those rappers and shit. I mean, just saying though, I don't like him either, but I'm just saying he is. Now I tell you, someone I do like, and he's just not really a rapper, but he's different. Was Busta Rhymes, dude? He could bust a rhyme. I mean, he could this the way in Cypress Hill. I mean, just come on, man. You
Keep
guys
this
can't tell. Just
conversation
because
up.
y'all are white don't mean
Hey,
you
Doc, I'll be
never
right
listen
back.
to it.
I'm gonna go sell tickets and sell tickets
Yo,
to the live chat.
Don't forget about
Yeah, I'm
the old G gangster Vanilla Ice.
There you go.
Grew up in the hood in Malibu.
The motherfucker still
I'm a
playing
salt and
Suge Knight.
pepper kind of girl.
Well, you know what? I like Salt and Pepper. I mean,
Just
I really
push it.
did.
Hey,
Push
don't
it
go chasing
real
waterfalls now.
Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, who was them one girls? Is that who they were? Salt and Pepper? Push
Yep,
it.
the
Salt and
Push
Pepper?
it real
They
good.
started out
Yeah.
as 2. They went to 3 girls. But their music was always great. And then personal things got in the way and they fell apart.
Yeah.
In fact, like this TLC.
That was the Chasing
TLC,
Waterfalls.
yeah.
That was the Waterfall.
Yeah.
Girls.
Hey, happy
Salt and
Easter
Pepper
to
was
you, Liker.
the 2 that
Welcome to the show.
Salt and Pepper was just 2 girls.
No, they actually added a 3rd.
Oh,
They had a 3rd. If you watch the documentary, you'll see the 3rd.
I know they used to wear those big colorful bomber jackets. Those big
Yeah.
puffy. Had the S and the P on them on the back.
Mhm. And Missy Elliott.
Yeah. She wore garbage bags. That girl was nutty. But she could get a flow going. I admit it.
Mm-hmm.
She can flow. I mean, Missy Elliott could do it.
Spindler.
Oh God.
Mm.
Gallows is bringing up stuff that's, ancient.
Mm-mm.
I'll tell you what, if you get into that kind of, so there's a DJ, he does YouTube stuff, like a 3 o'clock drive time called The Ride with JMV is his name. JMV is a call sign or whatever. But he does it's called Takeover with JMV on Saturday nights. He does it from like 6 p.m. to like midnight. And it's all like 70s, 80s. You call in or you request it, and he does. I mean, it's lined up for hours.
And this is Casey Kasem. I always like Casey Kasem.
Oh man, yeah,
I'm serious.
American Top 40.
yep.
There
He
you
was
go.
good.
He was a DJ
Back to
at
the
the time,
countdown.
man. Yeah. I mean,
The voice of Shaggy.
soft rock with
I think I was in high
Delilah.
school when B-52s came out with Love Shack.
Kiss Army.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're that old there, Rhodey. I see you in makeup, buddy. High heels. Fruit Loop.
Hey, in my opinion, men don't wear makeup.
I got to give him hard ass time.
But you know what? They had some great music. I give them that. Man. Kiss had some great music.
I didn't care for them either. They were more like disco sounding to me. They were
Well,
too
they were in the
flashy or
70s.
something.
Well,
I
what
They were
know.
a 70s rock band.
You might as well listen
Yeah.
to the Bee Gees. Listen to those.
Oh boy! Next thing you know,
I
I
mean,
can bring up
during that time,
Joe Cocker.
Hey, Bill Cocker was awesome. Why? What you do? He always had to shake.
I mean, during
If
that
I
time
sang
frame,
out
that
of
was
tune, would you
Kiss was
stand
kind
up,
of a
walk out on me?
pioneer,
I like
weren't they?
Country Joe and the Fish. Come on, man, some real music, you know. Fucking
Rock and roll
Jefferson
played
Airplane.
80s
I
top
mean,
40.
All right, give me some rednecks. If I hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I mean,
where'd you go? Where'd you come from? I come from Susie Joe's.
Boys that looked like chicks the most. Yeah, they did. Like I said, men don't wear makeup.
no, that was Twisted Sister. Dee Snyder looked like a
Dee
chick.
Snyder
I was
looked
going to
like,
say they
and
pretty
that
much went all
perm.
out for that.
Yeah, that perm was just, and he still has that to this day.
He keeps his hair tied back in a ponytail usually, right?
Well, my theme song when I roll down the road is Bad to the Bone.
George Thurgood.
Hell yeah.
So y'all all see that video where Dee Snyder got in front of Congress and like
Oh, yeah.
spanked their asses with logic. That
Oh my
was
God, you guys want to talk?
fantastic.
You want to talk about Dee Snyder? There's a chick club here in Connecticut, and one of the members, she looks like Dee Snyder.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But you know what? She's a sweetheart, but she looks like Dee Snyder.
Spent too much time sunbathing or
I have no idea.
Tiger,
Smoking.
you might not want to know what you're stepping into. We're talking music.
ludicrous. Yeah. I'm a
Move,
DMX
bitch.
girl myself.
Get out your way. DMX was good and hardcore though, man. I mean, he told the truth when he rapped. You know, I mean, really. I mean,
He was just off his damn rocker.
He was, yeah, and that's what I liked. He was unpredictable.
Yeah.
Now, was
Never
that
knew.
before? That was way before John Denver was Rocky Mountain High and crashed his plane into the mountain.
Yeah.
There's a lesson for you. Don't fly a plane high. Because you think you're higher than you actually are.
I didn't think it was John Denver that testified before Congress, was it? I thought it was Sonny Bono, Cher's husband. Or wasn't he like into some kind
well,
of
he was a
stuff?
congressman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he was a congressman.
Yeah, that's what and then he had a ski accident.
And it was Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa
Frank
and Dee
Zappa
Snyder.
and Dee Snyder. I didn't think it was John Denver because he died years ago.
Hey,
Did
Frank
No, but this
Zappa
was
used
back
to
in
put
the
out-
80s.
Frank Zappa put out educational music. You know, things like "Don't you know where the Huskies go? Don't you eat that yellow snow?" I mean, come on, that's educational.
Yeah, but didn't Frank
I thought it was
Zappa?
watch out where them Huskies go.
Wait, was it Frank Zappa that went all changed his religion and all that? And or who was that? Now he wears one of those. What do you call those little caps? He's I don't know. I don't think he's Muslim or something. What was that guy's name? Cat Stevens.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Cat Stevens.
Oh, Cat Stevens, yeah.
Another good motorcycle song to blast, especially when you go by the police department, is from NWA. Fuck the police.
Or what's his name? Smoking in the boys' room.
Good thing that song was written when it was, because now it'd be vaping in the gender neutral.
Yeah, no shit.
Hey, I vape. What are you saying?
Doesn't quite have the same ring to it.
No, not even close.
Vaping in the trans room. Sorry, guys. Just fucking don't try to. Never
The
mind.
Dr. Harley show is not PC correct.
That's right.
Right now, would it be vaping in the they room?
Yeah. Or the locker room.
In the day room.
In the they them room.
Cats in the cradle. Yeah. There you go.
Oh man,
I just got reported. Thanks, Tweedle. I knew you were a rat.
stray cat strut.
I have to
Breaking
tell you,
news on Ray's Moto Life. Tweedledee's a
yeah.
wrap.
Doctor, I'm going to take the time to jump off of here. Y'all have a
Hey,
good night.
thanks for
Happy
coming on,
Easter to
bud.
everybody.
See you
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
No
anytime,
one
Toby.
smokes
You
more
know
than
that.
Willie now.
Good
See
to
you
see you,
later,
Toby.
Toby.
See ya. No more Bud, maybe Willie or Rhodey. I never tried to keep up with him. Except Snoop Dogg, he
I don't
says.
think anybody can.
He said except
Oh,
Snoop
hell
Dogg.
no.
Hey, Snoop Dogg pays a
Maybe
dude $50K a year just to roll his blunts, to go everywhere he goes and rolls his fucking blunts for him. Now, Willie don't do that. Willie just fucking chiefs whenever he wants when he gets ready to. But when you pay somebody that kind of money just to roll your blunts, I mean, hey,
Angel
my
Bright.
my
Rat is a
career,
badass man.
you know, when he goes down and puts a resume down, what's your career? I'm a roller. I roll blunts for a living. I mean, God Almighty.
there was an article that said that Snoop Dogg charges $50,000 for one bar to be featured on a song. So if an artist wants to like have Snoop Dogg on his, it's
Uh-huh.
$50,000 a bar.
I wouldn't doubt
Yeah,
it.
to sing with
Wouldn't
You know
doubt
Snoop.
it a
what?
bit.
You know, I want to know one thing. You know, when Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart were doing their things, I want to know what they were baking, what the ingredients were.
I can tell you one thing though. If he wouldn't have got away with that murder case, he would have never become what he has. And if he wouldn't have got away from that thug life or whatever you want to call it, that bullshit.
Yep.
I mean, he took the right path. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he turned in. I mean, he was already getting success, but he went completely into mainstream. And truthfully, if I was in that top kind of chart and doing what he was doing, I would have too. I mean, look how much he's done in it's not about money, but look what he's accomplished and stuff like that. The people that he's worked with and all that stuff. So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, he went from being a street gang to gangster rap, and that's when gangster rap was starting to get mainstream with NWA and everybody. And he came off of that, and he progressed with his music and his lyrics and everything, but he never lost who he was. He never lost where he came from, and he is still he owns Death Row Records now, but
Yeah.
he always goes back to his neighborhood where he grew up. And you know, say what you want about Snoop Dogg,
I don't know.
the highest motherfucker out in the world,
I think
but you
he's
know what? The guy
chose-
never forgot who he came, where he came
Yeah.
from, and who he is. He's a stand-up dude, and I challenge anybody to change my
Well, I
mind.
mean, he chose to live a career instead of live that criminal. So, I mean, he's seen an opportunity to make money, and I know life isn't about money, but the thing is, coming from where he came from, it was an opportunity, and I can't blame him for taking it. So, and like I don't know if it was 50 Cent or another one said, but how many of these people you see actually going and giving back to their neighborhood? First thing they do is move the fuck out of that neighborhood. They never go back. They don't want, and then they want to holler they're from here and they do this and they're, from the streets. Well, then why are you leaving your streets in rumble and chaos when you're worth like Jay-Z, you're living on the top floor of a $13 billion apartment condo, but you can't go in and invest $1 million into some business or to bring something to your community. I mean, it's retarded.
Brody, that's a
Yeah.
point I would never want to see.
Akon dug wells in Africa.
Yeah.
I don't
Why
know if
not
you
dig
guys
them
ever
in
heard
the
of Akon.
Yeah.
But yeah, he went out to bring fresh water to some of those communities in Africa that didn't have access to fresh water. He took his money out there and started I think a nonprofit, was digging wells in Africa. Yeah.
See that's what I like when you have these A-lister stars that give back to the community or give back to the roots that do something. I mean, you see it all the time with like Jason Momoa. He's always given back to his roots, where he came from, and he's a very humble person. And yeah, he's an A-lister actor, makes millions of dollars per movie, but you know, it's not beneath him to go back home in Hawaii where he grew up to hang out with everybody he grew up with and, you know, give back to his community, help his community out. You know, I like it when I hear people like that. I've always said it. If I ever hit Powerball or, you know, Mega Millions or something like that, none of my friends and family will sit there and go for wanting, you know?
Well, I tell you something. If I was to win, say, 500 million, I don't need that kind of money. I don't want that kind of money. That's headache money. I'm going to give more than half away. Give me, if I won 500, bring home was 200.
Well, I'll
Shit,
tell you what,
I could live
you
on
get
I could
500
live
million,
on.
government's taking half of that.
That's what I'm saying. So you end up with what, 250?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So, man, I could live on 50 million and give 200 away. Trust me, I don't need 250 million. I'm not shitting you. I don't need to live in a 15 to $40 million mansion. I don't want that shit. Let me buy some property and build me a decent 4 to 5 bedroom house the way I want it. Give me about, I don't know, 5,000 acres, and I'm good. I don't need all that money because the more money you got, the more you're going to have to pay out, the more taxes every year, the more headache, the more you're going to have to deal with people. So instead of me giving my money to corporations and shit where they say, well, it goes down the ladder, got electric bills, pay people before it even gets to the homeless that it needs to help. I'm just going to get it in a bunch of fucking gift cards and give it away to people, give it to people. Just say, here's $1,000 or here's $10,000 gift card. Go do what you want with it.
Yep.
I would. I'm that kind of guy. I'd rather give it to that person in their hand than give it to a corporation because I don't believe in
if you
fundraisers.
if you ever won 250 million, Uncle Sam's going to take half right off the top.
Yeah, but that's
so you're
what
not
I'm
going to
saying.
get
I
the
don't want that
250 million.
But what I'm saying is I don't need 150. Give me 25 or 30 and I'm good. I don't need that much money. I really don't. I don't need luxury yachts. I don't need $200,000 cars. I don't need that stuff. I don't want it.
See, the other way you can do that is to take all that money, put it and invest it. Just take the returns on that every year is going to be millions.
Yeah.
You take that money, you give it away
if you
every
go
year.
buy all that luxury stuff and
people,
shit, that's
instead
more
of just being a
taxes.
one time.
Yeah.
I always get back to my community, which my community is the veteran community. And I don't have a lot of money. And, I don't. And, I give back to what I can, whether it's, donating my time or, mentorship or anything. I always believe in paying it forward. And when you get help for something and, always pay it forward. And I believe in that. And that's what this world really needs is for people to start paying things forward. If you were given something to help you out and you got to a point where you're comfortable and it won't hurt you or bring you back down, it doesn't hurt a person to pay it forward to help somebody else.
Yeah. I mean,
and sometimes it could be something as simple as holding the door for somebody or, a smile and saying hello and good morning. And if you knew me just a few years ago, I was the type of person you said hello and good morning to me. I'm like, fuck you. It's just not that's not who I wanted to be, but that's who I ended up. But I had friends and family around me help me. And, now with this platform, I'm able to do a lot more and I'm not making any money off of it, but I'm able to, reach some people and help somebody. And, and that's just how I enjoy living my life. And if I hit big money, I would definitely be paying it forward and I'd definitely be helping out all my friends and family.
No, I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean, but like I said, I don't need that luxury stuff. I've lived so many years without it. I don't want it. Don't need it, and the only foundation I would really donate any money to would probably be the Heart Foundation, or the Cancer Society, certain cancer foundations, certain ones, not all of them, but just certain ones. Because my brother died of brain cancer and my mother has breast cancer right now. So, that's something close to me. And then with my heart, the way it is, I would want to, help somebody with heart issues. So, all right, girl. See y'all. Wouldn't want to live where you're at. But yeah, I mean, I don't, like I said, everyone's like, oh, I'd love it. And I'm like, yeah, because 95% of you are broke within the first year because you think you have to have luxury items. You're living without them now. You may be broke and not have a dime in the bank, but you don't have, you're living without the luxury item. You don't need those $200,000 cars. You don't need a $50,000 fucking watch. You
Nope.
don't need, you don't need that stuff. I
would have moved out of my house. I would have my house excited. I'd have
I just want a decent
sidewalk,
house,
driveways.
Yeah, I want a decent house built with a garage, maybe apartment over it for my kids or something to come in when they get grown, something like that. Like I said, I would want more land because I can take land and have a return on land. I can rent my land out to these fucking hunters or grow crops.
I don't care about return.
Well, I mean, it's just a basic, it could pay the insurance and land taxes every year. It's something that just to keep that going. And like I said, if I had a $250 million check, bring home, say 125 million, I don't want the 120. I don't need that much money. I really don't. I know a lot of people are saying bullshit. You take no, really. I don't need that kind of money. I don't want it. It's a headache. You ever try to walk down the street with that kind of money? I mean, really, even if you moved out of town, you'd have to completely move out of state to where nobody even knows you because you have children. They couldn't go to school. They'd have to have armed security guards. I mean, just bottom line, I don't want that headache. I wouldn't want none of that. And I can guarantee you, my kids wouldn't want it, and I wouldn't put them in that kind of situation. So,
yeah. Well, and to me, the return is watching somebody do better with their life. Not to toot my own horn or anything.
Yeah.
But again, on my last deployment, I was part of the Combat Vets Motorcycle Association, and one of the guys in the association, he's fallen on some hard times. It's about as the middle of the winter, he's about having his electricity turned off, his heat turned off, and all that. So I told him, says, look, man, I'll help you out. That's no problem. But I'm not going to give you the money. What I want you to do is give me your account information. I'll log into your electric bill and pay your electric bill.
Yeah.
So, I paid $700 on his electric bill. And because if I gave him the money, I'm pretty sure he would have spent it other places.
Yeah.
And my goal was for his electricity not to get turned off.
Yep.
And he told me, hey, I'll pay you back when I get a chance. I'm like, no, I don't want you to pay it back. What I want you to do is pay it forward.
Yeah.
When you're able to, pay it forward.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about like going to Walmart and paying the fucking, layaway off on these kids, or going to the angel trees up here and buying and every one of these kids get like $25 to spend, or you pick a kid like my daughter did. And I'm like, see, that ain't enough. So we went and bought them like $100 worth of shit, I mean, I'm like, no, I would want them kids to have a good Christmas. It ain't my kids, but still they deserve Christmas. All kids deserve, something. And
exactly.
I mean, the way I see it, though, if I had that kind of money, also, that's why I was talking about like gift cards and take them to Walmart and say, here, you can only use this here. Buy what you need, clothing for you, your kids, food, buy furniture if you can, or whatever you may need. Here, this is what it's for. Get what you need for your home or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Because you see the videos, how lottery ruined people's lives.
That's what I said. Within a year, everyone was broke.
Oh, yeah.
It's because they go out and buy luxury shit. I mean, that's what it is. And then they have to pay for, or they give their family so much, or this family, and they spend 10 grand already. So, hey, they want another 10 grand or 20 grand, and they give it to them. That's why they're broke. That's why they go broke, because they give and give. I mean, hey, first of all, I'm going to set up a trailer park and buy them brand new double wides, about 10 of them. Say, there you go. All my family, you can live right there. If you don't like it, sorry. Yeah, on my land, say there. It's took care of. So you don't have to do shit. So don't ask for a $50,000 loan, because we know it ain't going to be a loan, because you're not going to pay me back, because I know what you got. And you ain't got that kind of money.
Good night, Frogzilla.
See you, Frog.
But,
I think there was a documentary program on like Netflix or something like that. Was the lottery's biggest losers or something like that. It was talking about how, and there was a person on. Yeah, there's a person on there that said like different tips and tricks if you do win the lottery. Lottery, like don't go on camera with the big check. Don't use your real, don't use your real name or
Well, you have
whatever.
to in
They go
Tennessee.
through like,
You have to in
yeah,
Tennessee. You have to tell who you are.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it, it,
There was like some different things that they
every
told you to
state's
do to
different,
kind of
though.
keep your
Yeah,
Good
privacy.
night, Molly.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
Well,
there's
see,
some
I'm
that
not opposed
hire
to
a
that.
couple
I
lawyers
do
and
it.
accountants, and they still have their money. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean,
yeah.
a lot of the people that win lotteries, how it ruin their life is, they go out and they start buying all the gold and all the big
uh
cars and big houses
Mhm.
they want
and
that
big
luxury.
boats,
They quit their
some nice
job.
planes.
Uh-huh.
Quit their
And that's the
job. Well,
first
I'd
thing they'll
quit
tell
my
you: don't
job
quit your job.
because my
Yeah.
job would be managing my own money. But
Mhm.
the thing is, they also got partying lifestyle. They're going to the nightclubs and they're spending money buying people rounds and doing drugs, and that's where it all goes.
Mhm.
My wife and I have a personal friend of ours that became independently wealthy through not one but two different inheritances. And here it is, 15 years later. I mean, money that should have lasted her and her child a lifetime is gone because she partied it away and did nothing except for party. Well,
Yeah.
now she's got to go back to work. You had
Right.
so much available to you to do so much with, and all you did was party with your friends. Well, friends that now you're out of money and you're not buying any more substances for them. You don't hear from them.
Well, no, your friends are they're not really your friends. They just got what they could out of you. And like Steven, that's what I was saying. They buy stuff that they can't afford to keep. That's why I was talking about luxury items. Who can afford to, the insurance and stuff on a fucking $300,000 Ferrari or whatever it may be?
Yeah.
You have to keep that kind of shit going. And the bigger the house you build and make, the bigger the land taxes, the bigger the insurance are going to cost every year. So, like I said, I 4-bedroom and I'm good. I don't need a freaking 10-bedroom, 20 bath. I don't want that shit. I mean, I really don't. I don't need that. Just give me
Yeah.
about 10 of my Harley Davidsons I choose to own, and
No,
in a
don't get me wrong.
garage. And,
Only 10?
yeah,
I would
probably.
definitely get like a Maybach Mercedes. That's like a $250,000 car.
Yeah,
I would
see,
have an antique Harley from like 1915 or something like that. And I would have a Taj garage. But other than that, I'd make sure I would have plenty of money to take care of myself and my wife and everything that I have, and take care of my friends and family if I could. That's to me, that's what's important. Is you can't pick your relatives, but you can pick your family.
Yeah, I want to hop on
Yeah.
what Ray said there. I had my girl, she had an uncle that died in an accident. He had $1 million life insurance policy. His wife got the money, bought a new house, lost the house 2 years later because she could not pay the taxes on it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's where it gets you. So if you win $100 million and you bring home 50, don't go buy a $30 million home or $10 million. That's stupid. A $5 million home. You can buy land in a decent home where I'm at. You take $1 million, son, you're gonna live good. You're gonna live like a king.
Well, see, I wouldn't even buy a different house.
Where I live,
I
you
would-
live good like
I
a
would
king
buy
for
land.
100,000.
I'd have a decent home built for about $800K. So I mean, a decent, nice, luxury. I would do about a 4-bedroom, a decent sized garage, a 3-car garage, separate, not attached to the house, with a little apartment over it. But the inside of the house would be nice. I mean, it would be like just nice things that like decent wood, decent backsplash. I wouldn't just go buy cheap backsplash. I would have decent stuff that went to value the house a little better if I ever decide to get rid of it.
Like one of the things I would do is I'd buy one of the houses next door to me, knock it down, and put up the Taj garage.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't have a $10 million home or a $30 million home. I mean, that shit costs a lot of taxes every year.
Taxes. How about heating the place, cooling the place,
exactly?
keeping
That's
the
what I
lights
mean.
on?
Yeah, every month, things to do. That's, and if you don't have at least a return in something, some kind of money coming in, like Corey said, I mean, Do you really own that house? No. It's going
It
to
owns
eventually
you.
go to the bank, or you're going to have to sell it.
Pound. I
You're
mean,
gonna
look
be
at 50
broke.
Cent. He's got his house here in Connecticut. He paid like $80 million for,
And wasn't
and
that
it's
Mike
still on the
Tyson's
market,
house
or
or
it just
something?
sold for like 20 million.
Or wasn't one of those houses like Mike Tyson's or some bullshit's house that somebody
Yeah.
bought? You
Yeah,
know?
it was Mike Tyson's house. 50 Cent bought it,
Yeah.
and he put in an indoor basketball court, a recording studio, did all this work to it.
And couldn't get rid of it.
And then he had to get rid of it because he had no money to keep it.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like I said.
See, our next house is going to be all one level with wide doorways. We're preparing for our wheelchair years.
Well, I was gonna say I want a front door and a back door to line up with each other and double open, so I can ride a fucking motorcycle right. I mean, just ride right through that motherfucker if I want.
Yeah,
Park your motorcycle in the living room.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. You know, when it's cold outside, they're cold outside. You have to bring them
In the
in.
80s, I saw that quite often.
Yeah. Hey, but I'm serious. Like, I would probably buy more land, not a ton, but I would buy enough land where I could, like I said, I could rent it to farmers or, lease it out to hunters or something to have some kind of income coming in to at least pay the taxes on it or insurance every year. And it would pay for itself. And I would have a decent, probably just a 4-bedroom house, and a garage.
Good night, Dallas.
That's it. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
And
Later, Dallas.
I'm not going and getting, sitting out. Now, for a vehicle, I don't have a favorite unless it's like the 69 Pontiac GTO Judge or something like that. And those, it depends on how condition you really want to buy. Like my wife's favorite car is like a 69, I think, or 68 Camaro or something like that. Probably buy her one of those. But like an everyday up-to-date vehicle, like you said, a Mercedes or something, I just go buy a truck, man. I'm okay with a 4-door truck. I don't give a damn what brand it is, what name it is. I don't care. As long as it runs, I'm okay. I'm not that kind of guy where I think that the name matters, because the only thing that matters to me is if it runs. So, that I'm simple, man. I really am. I'm a simple guy. I don't need certain things. I've learned to live without them, and I'm okay like that. I'm comfortable without that shit. So I don't thrive for expensive luxury shit because it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing not to, if you want to thrive for luxury shit, cool. I mean, that's okay. But the way I was raised and shit, you appreciate what you got and what you have, around you and things like that, and what you can afford and things like that. So, I don't need all that stuff to make me happy. I don't need luxury stuff to make me more popular or anything like that. If somebody don't like me because I drive a Chevrolet or Jeep or, a Monte Carlo or whatever,
that's on them.
That's right. So,
50 Cent didn't have 50
worth a
cents.
nickel now.
yeah, I mean,
No.
look at him. He went into that business with that drink company and made millions of dollars, and now where's it at? But just like they said about that Jason Momoa, he always advertises this fucking tin can with water. But, the true facts, that shit is worse than the fucking plastic. I'm serious. If you look it up, that fucking tin can that he uses and promotes every time, and the machinery and everything it takes to make that, and for all that stuff, that aluminum is worse than recycled plastic bottles. So, it's these people they don't have true beliefs. They believe in money. Whoever's going to pay them, that's what they believe in. I don't care how true he is a biker. Yes, he rides choppers, he rides motorcycles. I like him for that. I like the dude, but don't sit and tell me your beliefs are this when it's bullshit, because you're chasing that money. When someone's paying you to believe that ain't your true beliefs. Or you believe in money, that's it. So
Sounds like Ray didn't get an Easter basket today.
no, I got plenty, man. I just get irritated because people say, well, I'm this and I'm hardcore this, or this is my belief. Don't walk on me and all this. And I'm like, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about fucking these people out here that want to preach to us, that has money and name and, stars and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's why I don't pay attention to you. I don't even know your name because your beliefs are fucking phony. You're fake, because you go where the money, whoever's going to pay you the most, you're going to go with that company. And then you're going to preach at us and say, this is the best, or this is why you're going to cram your shit down their throat. But you're not going to listen to our opinion or our beliefs when we try to explain our stuff to you. No, get lost, in my opinion. That's why I look at most of every one of the government, Hollywood, you name it, anybody like that, celebrity or anything like that. They're fake, and I don't pay attention to any of them. So,
I mean, the
I don't care
same
what
people that
side they
scream,
are
give
on,
up
you know what I
your
mean? Well, I don't care
give
what
up
side.
your plastic straws and
Yeah.
and give up your gasoline fueled cars and give
But
up
you know
your
how many
meat because
fucking
cow farts are ruining the atmosphere, but I'm gonna fly my private jet across
Well,
the
no, they want to say, "Oh,
United
we're going to
States.
eat, tofu and this and that." Well, that's fine, but
Mhm.
and they're like vegans and shit. But do you know how many animals you're disturbing and killing out of the ground by plowing that ground to grow your avocados or your fucking wheatgrass and all that bullshit that you're eating? I mean,
Hey, I like avocado.
But what I'm saying, I do too. But what I'm saying is, they don't realize how much animals they're disturbing and they're killing in the ground and other things that they're doing worse to the fucking environment just so they can have their tofu sandwich and then running their fucking beliefs down their throat. So no,
Yeah,
they're
I
bullshit.
think it was Piers Morgan. There's a video clip of him like lambasting a vegan about her avocados. He's like, do you know where avocados don't grow in the United States? Avocados and almonds, all that stuff is shipped and imported. You know how much gas and CO2 emissions from
Exactly.
shipping your avocados to
so you can have something to
your
eat. Yeah.
store,
So you're
so you could have something to eat. All that's killing the environment.
Mhm.
But I can't have a burger.
But yeah, by all
Yeah.
means, he can't have a fucking steak if he wants it.
Hey,
Brody.
hey. Steak is nothing but recycled grass.
Mhm.
Cows eat grass, and I eat cows.
Hey, they keep saying cows are causing CO2 emissions, and what are you doing
Cow
to
farts.
fight?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah,
Mhm.
what are you doing to fight global warming? I'm eating
Yeah.
the damn cows.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
Well,
what
what
are they
More
about
doing?
cow
human farts?
farts.
There's more humans
They're
than cows.
flying.
Humans fart. We outlaw farting.
But they see that as they're fighting global warming as, bitching at us, trying to get us to change. But they don't realize
It's
they're
all
flying
about
around.
control.
But they're flying in their private jets and their private SUVs and their security guards and all this shit.
When's the last time you seen a politician go through airport security?
I mean, they're polluting more than fucking we do. Our whole family does in a lifetime. I mean, we're not on private jets flying, they're polluting more than any of us.
Yeah.
Protecting themselves with guns.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or paying
Which
someone.
they hate guns, by the way.
And then, oh no, we're against guns. No, what you need to be against is fucking criminals. Guns ain't got shit to do with it. It's the fucking criminal element. I don't care what it is. It's a criminal. And that's who's doing it. And 90% of every fucking thing, just like they said that bill was trying to pass to let criminals out of prison, that it was going to be for murderers and rapists and hardcore offenders and lifers and career criminals.
Look
And I'm
at all
like,
the money they're
you really
saving
you
in
go
the-
ahead and release those because
Yeah.
they're
But
not
look
going
at all
to
the
your
money they're
neighborhoods. They're
saving
coming
in
to
the
ours.
corrections department.
I mean,
Well, it'd be a big crime deterrent. Go back to public hangings at the courthouse squares, especially these guys. They catch them red-handed. Like
well, no, I tell you, the best way to do it is,
person get it.
they
people
catch
say,
someone
"Hey,
thieving, chop their hand
But
off.
see, let these younger generations say, "Oh, there is punishment if I screw up or mess up." There is something that happen.
Or how
What is
about
now they put them
executing
on death
people on
row.
death row
20
instead of waiting for
20
them to
years
die
later,
naturally?
20 years later, they might get executed. And people are like, "Oh, what's he getting executed for?"
Yeah. They don't even know. I mean, they don't. Then they want to
Charles
fight
Manson
it
was on death row until the day he died.
Yeah.
of natural causes.
Of natural causes. What's the point of going on death row?
So we can keep them up for 30 years. feed them, and take care of them. That's what.
Yeah, and
that's
we're
what
paying
doing.
that.
Yep.
You're on death row. You have a right to appeal. Okay, it goes to the Court of Appeals. It gets appealed, gets upheld. Okay, off to the chair.
You know,
Whether it's lethal
Yeah.
injection, electrocution, hanging, or firing squad, I don't care.
right.
Matter of
But
fact, I
expe-
prefer hanging or firing squad because that's the least expensive.
but especially these guys that like go in and shoot up the schools, shoot up the theater. They catch them on the scene. They catch them gun in hand. You know, like yeah, he's the one that pulled the trigger and shot.
Yep.
Appeal what? You know.
No, not here in Tennessee. We just shoot them and kill them on sight.
Well, that's what it should be.
They did. That motherfucker fired that bitch up, son. Put her down, or him, or whatever. Put that motherfucker down quick. So, what gonna
Hey,
give him?
fellas, it was
more
nice
time.
being on here with you guys, but it's getting kind of late.
Yeah, I gotta go too. I gotta get
go
up.
to
A lot of things to do. I'm just fucking
Monday
trying to interrupt you.
comes
What,
in the morning.
What, Gilfire, huh? Oh, go
I
ahead.
said Monday
Hellfire,
comes
thank
in the
you.
morning.
Calfire, thank you for adding
Oh.
some beauty to this
I'm
live
just
stream.
teasing, honey.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you for having
Always
me.
good to see you.
Yeah, it was
You know?
nice having you come on.
I'm looking forward to meeting you June 2nd.
Yes. Yep.
Up at
I'll be up for
America.
Baggers and Brews, and then I'm going to Americade.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I'll see you at Baggers and Brews. Right on.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, and so is
Absolutely.
Dallas. He's going, so that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck
Cool.
with him.
We'll have to look for Dallas in the crowd. You know,
Yeah, you better get down and look
Love it.
underneath.
Down on your hands.
Is
and
he
knees.
taking the hot wing?
The knees are.
I don't
no,
know.
he's flying in.
Uh,
He can't. That's like a 20-hour ride. So he's. I think he's gonna fly because him and Penny's actually coming, I believe. So I think they're gonna fly up.
okay.
my done life. Good
Cool.
night. Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
Night, Travis.
I think he's gonna fly up there and maybe somebody's gonna give him a motorcycle to ride. Somebody's gonna loan him
when
one.
is it?
Yeah,
Baggers and Brews.
He's borrowing one of Bob's bikes.
Yeah.
May 27th?
Yeah,
Saturday,
Yeah.
May 27th.
the
Saturday,
Saturday
May
before
27th.
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day
Yeah.
weekend. That is Baggers and Brews. I will definitely be there.
It's a fun time.
Yes, that's
All right,
gonna be good.
guys.
Oh, it's good to see you, Coutfire.
Good night.
Good night.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking, meeting Keltfire and Dallas and everybody. It's going to be a good time. I'm going down to Cycle Fanatics' meet and greet at the end of this month.
Yeah, you've already met Winroad, haven't you?
Yes, I met her in Daytona. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She really is. She's cool. I can't wait to hang out with her again.
Yeah.
Seriously, it looks like she's too tall for him.
Oh man. All right, Doc. I'm gonna have to get off here. I got some stuff to do tomorrow. So,
All right. Good night, Ray.
Good night.
Good night, Ray, man.
hey,
I'll see
Corey,
you on
good-
live tomorrow morning.
Glad you came on. All right, buddy. XAN, don't die in your
Yeah.
sleep, dude. I'm just fucking with
Pardon?
you, old man. Nothing,
Say
old
what?
man. I said, don't die in your sleep, old man.
Hey, now.
I'm just fucking
Right,
with you.
Steve. Hey,
Love
Ray.
all you guys, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ray. Stay in your lane and don't die, huh?
that's right. Let me see how to leave and get out of here. Leave studio.
There we go.
Oh. I didn't
How's
mean
it
to
going,
run
X-A?
everybody off, but you've been on for a while too. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 hours, 18 minutes.
I was watching a NASCAR race, so
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Any good?
Yeah, actually it was. It was good. They had a dirt race there at Bristol, Tennessee.
Oh, nice.
To make
Yeah,
a lot of
that-
left turns.
Huh?
Make a lot of left turns.
Yeah, and a lot of spins. that dirt, it was slick.
Hey, NASCAR should change it up one day and have them run backwards so they can turn right.
Yeah.
That
They-
would
they
really
do that
screw
on-
up the car. Their crew chiefs because the cars are all set up for going left.
Well,
Mhm.
they've done that on a couple road courses.
Yeah.
to where they have to switch the gas tank, the gas valve and everything over to the other side
Yeah.
even. But it's only on road courses that they do that. That's nuts.
And you're down in Florida where it's nice and warm and comfortable. I'll be back down there for Daytona next year for the spring bike week.
I'm going back.
Back down in Florida. But that's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I think Noggin might want to get him a trailer for next year.
Yeah,
Take down.
I don't know. We'll see.
If he
We'll
goes.
see what Noggin does.
I think he's
Yeah.
going
I
to be
was
getting on a
talking
soft
to him
filter.
yesterday on the phone. He was down in Florida and he was on his bike, and he just left Hell's place. So we'll see what
They
Noggin does.
Should have a little better weather for riding back.
Yeah.
Did
Actually,
Hell's-
no. He's going to be trailering it back because his wife doesn't like to drive on the highway.
Oh,
So
okay.
Did Hell's get him a good trade-in value toward another bike, or?
I don't know. I'm sure if Noggin was looking at another bike, I'm sure Hells would do everything he can to help him out,
Yeah.
Because he's that type of guy, he'll help anybody out. Let's see. Fact Light says headed to the Land of Lakes in October. Is that the Great Lakes you're talking about, Fact Light?
Land O'Lake. Isn't that Wisconsin or?
Oh, I thought that was Ozarks.
I have no idea.
October.
Minnesota, maybe? I don't know.
Minnesota, don't you know?
Yeah. Come on, Fact Lad. What is it?
The
He's saying
FA
Fort
camp.
Angels Camp Out.
Oh, okay.
I never heard it called the Land of Lakes.
No.
I guess that's where the butter's made. Land of Lakes butter.
Well, I always thought Florida was a land of swamps. I mean,
Oh, wait, there is a Lakeland, Florida, isn't there?
Yes.
yeah.
Maybe that's what he meant.
Tampa's nothing but a huge city. Mom used to live in St. Petersburg, right on the other side of the Bay of Tampa. But yeah, I had a good time down when I was down in Florida. It's been a very exhausting week with the tuning and everything. I was at Yankee before they opened till just after they closed, and I had full intentions of riding the bike home and talking to the mechanic. He's like, nope, we're going to, it's just, if you don't mind, I'd rather keep it for, another day and, spend more time getting it better. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, man. Do what you got to do. I mean, what's another day at that point?
Yeah, that was a nice burnout. How much tire did you lose doing that anyway?
I didn't measure it, but I'm sure about 3,000 miles worth of
Oh,
rubber.
shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I
Here's
missed
up,
the
PA
burnout.
it was a good one.
Is it
What's up, PA Biker? How are you doing,
not
buddy?
much, man? Just getting in. We're at family gathering, and
Yep.
I had an hour and a half drive back, so I just bought a new truck and
Nice. Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah,
What'd you
heading
get?
to Florida. Heading to Florida on Friday to go pick up a buddy of mine, Road King.
Oh, wait, is that buddy Moto Noggin?
No, that buddy is Chip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, what it is his wife's girlfriend is moving down here, and she's got a Road King for sale, so we're gonna go get it.
Right on.
It's gonna be a guy's trip, and I think we're gonna have a little fun. We're doing a turn and burn though,
There you go.
so
That's a nice thing when you got like 2 or 3 guys. You
Yeah.
can always switch off driving and go straight through.
right. Yeah, so we're just gonna do it. We're leaving 4 o'clock Friday morning. I got to be back here Sunday for a club meeting, so
Oh, there you go.
you know.
Yeah, you can't miss those.
No. I don't. I'm very strict about that shit. So, but yeah. So how you guys been, man? Did you have a good Easter?
Yeah, I spent the day on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful day
That's it.
today.
Yeah,
Tiger,
it's nice here in Pennsylvania.
the final numbers of the bike.
Yeah.
Let's see, where is here it
Who
is.
won?
Final numbers. Horsepower was 139.9, so 140.
hmm
Torque 160.14.
Ooh.
It's not bad.
Nobody
That's not bad
won.
at all.
Everybody was too high.
Yep.
The restriction that's keeping the numbers is the air cleaner and the exhaust. So I'm already looking at different exhausts and not just a different air cleaner, but a completely different intake system, going from the air cleaner to the heads, probably going up to 70 millimeters.
Well, okay. Very
So-
good. I actually let Chip use my bike today. He's about the only one I let touch it. But anyway, my bike has that cylinder shutdown. And
Yep.
he rolled the throttle forward, not realizing. And I told him, I said, you won't even realize you're doing it. I've done it 100 times. And he called me today and he said, hey man, I get no power out of your bike. I said, shut it off, wait 5 minutes, turn it back on. And he did
Yeah.
it. He goes, oh, well, that works. I said, yeah. I said, we hit that cylinder. Because they only do it on, I think it was from 2000 to present with the ones with
The
cruise control.
EITMS or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah,
Some
engine
kind of crap.
idle temperature management system, something like that.
That's it.
Something like that. Yeah, it's more like if you're in hot weather, you can shut the cylinder down or something. I learned about it the hard way, the same way. And then my bike, I guess, is designed so if you do that and you shut it off and then you turn it right back on, you get no throttle at all.
Hmm.
Which is weird because I never knew that happened to me. And I was wondering why, you twist the throttle back, we're getting no rev. And I'm like, oh, this don't seem right. I shut the bike off, smoked a cigarette, turned the bike back on. I had everything right back. And somebody told me that has to do with part of the security system, which I didn't quite understand that.
Yeah.
So I didn't know maybe if you had an answer for that.
No, usually what I do is when it goes into that mode enables, I just whack the throttle a little bit.
Yeah.
And, and that usually disables it. I know if when you turn your key on before you start it, if you roll it forward and hold it, it will disable that.
Okay. Yeah, because I really don't like that feature. You know what I mean? It's kind of a pain in the butt if you're in traffic, it's not a hot day and you hit that and now you can only go 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So I wish I could just shut that off completely. So
Yeah.
you're saying turn the key on, hit the throttle, and then
Roll
That
the
shit's
throttle
going.
forward for a few minutes. That should disable it. And then start your bike, and that won't enable on you.
okay.
I always
gonna do
forget
that.
to do that. I know how to do it. I always forget to do it. It was driving me crazy down in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. But did everybody have a good dinner today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Very
went
good,
out to eat
very
with the
good.
wife. I got mussels and tuna tartare. I mean, how can you go wrong?
Oh, now you can say you got muscles, right?
Yeah. Corey, I went to the same place I took you and Noggin.
I was gonna say that sounded familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That place was good. It was
Yeah.
absolutely
They,
delicious.
with the tuna tartare, it comes with homemade potato chips. They make the potato chips right there.
Where was that
And they
at?
are, huh?
Where was that at?
It's places called Copper City. It's down on Main Street in Ansonia.
Okay. Okay.
It's a nice little joint. I've known the owner for years before he even opened the place.
Right.
But he's very successful at it.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, we just did the basic ham thing and got done with it quick. Didn't make church today, but what the hell? I'll do my church when I go Sunday for my other church.
I rode by a lot of churches. Does that count?
There you go. you know, but that's all that matters,
Yeah.
But yeah, I was listening to you guys on my way back from Oxford, so I just
There you
didn't,
go.
I didn't want to go live. I didn't want to come on live while I was driving, so
That's usually a good thing.
yeah. I don't want to wreck the new truck.
No.
Yeah,
What
I
kind of
bought
truck is it?
I got a Silverado, 2014 Silverado. I kind of walked into it. It only had 93,000 on it, so I didn't think that was too bad for a 2014.
Yeah.
It's clean. I actually didn't really go out to buy a truck that day. I went out to get meds and stopped at looked at a Durango, and I didn't like what it had for a motor, so I said, no. And was talking to this older gentleman, and I said, man, that's a nice looking red truck there. He goes, yeah, I just traded it in. And I said, you did? He said, yeah. I said, why? He said, I can't climb in it no more. I said, okay. So said to the salesman, I said, what's up with that bike, that truck? Wanted to see if he'd hand me a line of bullshit, but he didn't. And I said, okay. I said, well, I'm interested in it. And the guy that owned it before showed me every piece of paperwork he had done on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just put brand new tires on it, not even 2 weeks ago. I was like, okay. And like I said, I went out to get meds, and that's what the wife thought I was doing.
Maybe if you got the meds and took them, then you wouldn't have bought the truck.
Probably, yeah. But I came in with the truck, and my wife's like, who's pulling in the driveway with a red truck, getting ready to pull the gun? I jump out. She goes, where's my car? I'm like, it's at the dealer.
It's gone.
She's like, you did what? I'm like, no, I just bought this, and yeah, I just got the look,
Yeah.
I did have her thinking that I did trade her car in, but I didn't do that. It's all right. It suits me. It helps me. I really need it just so I can start towing bikes, because that's what I'm planning on doing this summer.
There you go.
Towing bikes.
Is it a 1500 series or 2500? 1500. Nice.
Yeah,
You could pull in a Silverado. You could pull a 7x14 enclosed all aluminum trailer with 2 baggers in it.
Okay, so that's what I was.
And you'll get about 12 to 13 miles to the gallon. Ask me how I know.
Yeah, you probably got one.
I had one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have the V8, but it's got the V6 high output, whatever.
EcoBoost and
Yeah. Now that's one thing I don't understand, that EcoBoost. What is that all about?
That was the Ford thing for their turbo motors.
Okay.
So the idea is when you're not driving with a lot of throttle, you're not spooling the turbo. It acts like a V6. You're driving hard, you spool up the turbos, it acts like a V8.
So what's that EcoBoost fuel that you put in it?
It's regular fuel.
Just regular fuel?
Yeah.
Just cheaper?
But it helps save you gas.
Yeah, it's supposed to be more fuel efficient. That being said, most people drive them like they expect it to be a V8, so they really don't save any fuel.
Oh, okay.
no, I mean, I had a Ram before my Silverado, and let me tell you, I like the Ram over the Silverado, but that got 11 miles to gallon pulling the same trailer with the same 2 baggers. The Silverado got 13 miles to the gallon instead of 11, but it was not as comfortable as the Ram for, driving long distance.
Right. I also have an 04 Ram that my wife had, and it's getting old, so I figured I'd get something else. I kept, I got both trucks, but it's always nice to have 2 instead of 1, but I just wanted something a little newer.
Yeah.
Plus, it's her truck, so I went to use it. I had to hear that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy a new truck then. Now you can't bitch at me.
Yeah. Well, what you should do is buy a new motorcycle.
Well, here's the thing about that, Doc. My wife told me, you want to get a new bike this summer? That's up to you. You either want a bike or you want a truck. Pick one. Well, I got 3 bikes in my garage. So
Well, I'm sure
Sure.
Gettysburg Battlefield Harley Davidson will help you out.
yes, I went and looked at a bike up there a couple weeks ago. They have not stopped calling me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just found out they're not going to be Gettysburg Harley anymore. They're going to be Gettysburg Sporting because
Yeah,
they
because they
sell.
carry more than Harleys. And to be a
Exactly.
Harley dealer, you have to carry Harleys exclusively and nothing else.
Yep, and they got mopeds and all these other kind of things there.
Yep.
So, I went up there last Friday, and I thought there was going to be a big riot. There were 3 different clubs up there. Clubs that don't like each other, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to my boys, I said, we're out of here.
Yep. Well, when I was down at Ace's Cafe in Florida, 3 different clubs showed up that don't get along.
Mhm.
If you know anything about the club scene in Florida, they have had
Yep.
very bloody and explosive wars. I
Yep.
sat back in the chair. I says, not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm going to enjoy the show. This is going to get interesting.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you know what? It didn't. So I was happy
Yeah.
about that too.
Yeah. Well, we left because not that I gave a shit or anything, but I just didn't want to put my guys in that position. I didn't feel it was necessary. So get on your bikes and ride, boys.
All right. Good night, Fat Glide. Enjoy.
Good night, Pat.
Right, back, bud.
You're gonna go with the missus.
You and Cal Fire have a great evening. Happy Easter to you.
He's
And
gonna test his luck. That's one way to put it, I guess.
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah, actually, it is 11 o'clock, and I got work in the morning, so I'm gonna have to sign off too.
Yeah. Good night,
Yeah,
Corey.
we'll
Good
have
to see you,
pop on
buddy.
and say happy Easter,
Good to see you
everybody,
guys, and happy
know.
Easter.
Happy Easter to you and your family as well.
Yes.
See you guys.
Your better half's going to bed now too, Doc.
Yeah, she's got to go to work tomorrow. Luckily, I don't. I work for a Jesuit institution, so we have Easter Monday off.
Nice. My wife
Good
just came back
Friday,
from
Easter
Connecticut.
Monday, so it's a nice 4-day weekend.
Yeah. Yep.
Hold on, you work
So
for
I
what kind of
just,
institution?
My wife just
What
came
was
back
that,
from
Ken?
Connecticut, Doc.
You work for
What's
what kind
that?
of institution?
Jesuit,
Oh, at first
which
I think
is,
you said mental institution. Like what?
well, is there a difference? Jesuit mental institution. But no, so I had a nice 4-day weekend, spent 2 days in the shop and spent today on the bike, and I'll be spending tomorrow on the bike.
Cool.
There's the video up of you doing the burnout.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That went
All
up
right,
at
I'm gonna-
8 p.m.
I'm gonna get on here afterwards. I get off and I'm gonna watch it.
Yep, I did the whole Dino Tune set. Well, not the whole Dino Tune session, but the Dino Tune session from Wednesday, and they finished it up on Thursday, which I was back at work, and and then the final numbers and everything was posted, and
Okay.
now I got
good.
work to do, but the bike is rideable, it's enjoyable, and I just got a few things I have to actually one thing I need to address. And then
Excuse me.
after that, it'll be fine until I address my power restrictions,
Yeah.
which is the exhaust and the intake system. So,
Mhm, mhm. Well, that's good. I'm glad you finally got it done, and you're happy with it.
done-ish.
Done-ish. Yeah.
I'm happy
Just
with the
be
torque
safe.
numbers, not happy with the horsepower.
Yeah, I know. I kind of figured you wouldn't be with that. I know what you wanted, and
Yep.
but you will
No,
get there.
Yep. Well, I'm happy with the torque numbers, and I'm more torque than a horsepower kind of guy.
Right.
So 164 pounds of torque that's nice.
Yeah.
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 And the burnout I did that in second gear. I didn't even go from first to second. I started it in second gear.
Oh wow.
Know,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check that out.
and it's a short burnout, and I did it right in my driveway in front of the garage. So
Mhm.
I looked at it this way: if my neighbors get pissed off and call the cops show up. I can say, "Hey, I did it on my property.
Can't
Yeah.
do nothing
Nothing you
about
can
it.
do about it."
That's
If I
right.
did it in the street, then they could sit there and say something.
Yep.
But I did it on
You
my
don't live in a
property.
neighborhood that's got HOA, do you, Doc?
No, I don't have an HOA.
Okay.
I
Okay.
I did
Sometimes,
that one time.
sometimes you can do stuff in your driveway, and HOAs, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because when you have an HOA, you actually don't own the land. You own a house, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Yeah, I did that one time in my driveway just to piss my neighbor off because he was an asshole.
Yeah. Well, on
And-
one of Monkey's lives, I went out in the garage and fired up the bike at 11:30 at night and whacked the throttle 3 or 4 times. I'm saying, oh, my neighbor's gonna hate me for that one.
Yeah.
But the bike is loud. It's
Yeah.
stupid loud,
Wow.
and I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Louder the better.
Oh, it. I rode home from Yankee, and I had a full face helmet on,
Mm-hmm.
and my ears were hurting. It's that loud.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yep.
Well, I'll
So-
go on and check it out, and I'll share the hell out of it.
Now the decision I got to make is the next exhaust pipe with or without catalytic converter,
Mm.
because it's an off-road use only motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
Wow.
see the blockhead video from last night where they tested
Yes.
out that
Sidwicki.
exhaust?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been looking at their exhaust since Thursday.
Yeah.
I was looking at them, two brothers, D&D, and I can't remember the other one. I wasn't so impressed with it, but
Thrashing.
I like the wiki. I saw the video. I was like, oh, okay, good. The performs the best out of all the ones I've been looking at, so that's good. But in all fairness, I've been chatting with Chris, who works for Blockhead
Blockhead. Right.
and does all the tuning down there.
Yeah.
Chris and I have been collaborating back and forth about my build because, they don't use Cyclorama down there. They only, good night, Tiger. They use mostly S&S, Screaming Eagle,
What the hell happened?
and Woods Camps down in Florida.
Yeah.
So he was kind of interested to see the Cyclorama cam. He says, those look like some pretty good numbers. And he says, looks like your exhaust on the bottom end is holding you up. And he's right. It is.
Hey,
It's
good
a
night,
good
Thumper.
exhaust for stage, good exhaust for, stage 1, stage 2. But as far as anything past that, it's, really not worth it, So, and that exhaust is about $1,300.
Yeah. I think PA froze on us.
Yes, he did. So let me kick him back. Let me remove him and see if, let's see, kick off from studio. Yeah, I'll just leave it that way. Maybe he'll rejoin. PA, if you could hear me, rejoin in.
Ugh.
Maybe his phone decided to go to sleep. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
But how have you been?
Okay. The old lady comes back tomorrow, so my 2 weeks vacation without her.
That's okay. I'm sure you missed her.
Well, I love it. She at least once a month she goes up to her folks for like a week and a half. So
Yep.
it gives us break time, and
Yep, which is always good.
yeah, I mean that's why I'm not wearing a headset.
Yep. And nothing grows the heart fonder than time apart.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wish hers would find a little bit more fondness. Oh.
But man, oh, what a good night. Oh, there he is. He's
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I can hear
I
you. I
don't know,
just got
my
no
phone-
video.
For some reason, hang on. How's that?
There he is.
There
I
you
am.
go.
I don't know. My phone's been acting stupid. I just checked. I had one of my brothers text me, so I had to check it right away, and something went wrong.
Oh,
But when a brother texts you, you get right on it.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Club or no club, if
Right.
one of the people I consider a brother texts me because I'm not in the club anymore, and people that's still in that club or haven't been part of that a club, if I consider them a brother, they text me, I get right on it. It's just
Oh,
the
yeah.
way I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very, very tight. Don't care what time of day it is.
Yep.
Rolling it out. But yeah. So my wife just came back from Connecticut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was up there for a week. She got back yesterday.
Oh,
Her mother
that's right.
had some kind of procedure. So again, like you, I was a single man all week.
Yeah.
But I
I've been
didn't do
doing that
nothing
for
but
the past
work and
2
stay
weeks.
home. 2 weeks. I didn't get that lucky.
Yeah,
But I just stayed home and didn't do it. I worked on the house, got the yard done. Shut
she,
up.
she left on the 24th of August. I mean, 24th of March,
That's
and she's coming back tomorrow. So
nice. Where'd she go?
she went up to her folks. They live about 3 hours away, but when she goes up there, she stays for.
Yeah. No, I didn't think there was any need for me to go. I just said, you go have a good time, and I'll stay home and ride the Harley and take care of the animals.
Yeah.
Grandma, I'll
You know.
probably order it tomorrow. I'm going to
She
call them
just
and
said like
talk
I
to
had
them.
a choice.
I'm going to call them tomorrow and talk to them. Hopefully they can help me out on the price on that. Because I want to make sure I get it without the cat. And, I want to upgrade to maybe a carbon fiber tip that they have, or just go with the standard billet tip on the back of it. It's stainless steel, so it'd be nice and shiny until it gets heat cycled a few times, and it turns like a nice golden color, which I think will look good on the bike with all the gold.
Yeah,
And I got more gold going on the bike. I just got waiting on some parts to come from the dealer because I don't want to, disable the bike for powder coating. And my powder coating is going on vacation. I think it's next week. So maybe I'll see him this week and just drop off what I have.
Right.
And this way,
And that
maybe I'll
price
do that.
That price didn't look too bad either
What?
on that exhaust. What was it, $13.50? Or
Yeah, about $13.50. Plus shipping and taxes and.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, $13.50.
What exhaust is it?
It's
I must
Sawicki
Sawicki.
exhaust. Now I'll bring it up. I'll show you. I saved it as a favorite.
I just had it brought up too.
And let's see. We'll share the screen. Share it. So you can see. So when I select my option of brushed stainless
Okay, yep.
and the billet end cap, it's $12.50. But if I go to ceramic black coated, it brings it to $1,500.
Okay.
So
Yep.
I'll go with the brushed stainless to save $250.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
I could probably get that Cerakoted for less money,
Right.
which I might do.
Right. I'd like to
And
change it. I mean, go ahead.
the intake system I'm looking at is from Horsepower Inc.
Hmm.
And it's a 70 millimeter system.
That's
And
bigger than the
here
big
it is.
sucker. Oh,
wow.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but it's about $2,000 all said and done.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
You showed that the other night, didn't you?
What's that?
Yeah, you showed that one the other night on somebody's life.
Yeah, I think so.
'Cause I
That's
remember
about
that picture.
$2,000. So I
Yeah.
want to call HPI and hopefully they can help me out on price too. You know, like I said,
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
looking for anything free. I'm just looking
Hey,
for,
never,
you know,
hey,
maybe
it never hurts to ask.
that's it. What's the
Whoa.
worst they could say is no. Oh, here you go. Is that better, Xan?
Oh,
Hey.
you're going to break. That's going to break my screen.
Yeah, okay.
Something went really wrong with my screen just now. No. Oh God, that's really bad.
At least we don't have you lying in bed this time.
Oh my God, I'm in my bedroom though.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, I get home and I just want to chill out. I just kind
And
of
I
like
was trying to
kick
say
back.
he spends a lot of time in his bed.
Yeah, she doesn't enjoy me though. I mean, what the hell? Yeah, but I'm
2-in-1
actually getting
grandma.
ready to set myself up a little office actually.
There you go.
My wife
I want to
wife
build
bought me some-
a studio
yeah,
in the house.
that's what I want to do. Yeah.
But,
Oh, my wife.
you know, I also do like Wednesday night, I'll do my live. It's going to be in the garage. I have Hudson Valley Motorcycle Riders, I think they're called.
Okay,
They're on my live. They're a group of guys that raise money to help other bikers. So I think it's a good thing.
that is a very good thing.
Yeah. But at Gremlin, yeah, 2-in-1 is good for performance. You definitely get more torque out of a 2-in-1 than you do out of 2-in-2. And thank you. I think it is a nice looking pipe, but at this point, I'm really not going for looks on that bike. I'm going for performance.
Mhm.
So
Dang. You're gonna need 2 jobs just for the tickets.
well, if I could sell that motor, that'll definitely lighten the sting of putting up the the money for the intake system.
Right.
Yeah.
I just got to get
Yeah,
real
I've been
busy in
telling
the
people about it.
yeah. I got to get real busy in the garage to help pay for that intake system. You know, I have the money now to pay for the exhaust. You know,
Yeah.
so Gremlin, your first question: am I looking for back pressure, more or less? Well, you know, that's the fine balance. You need back pressure, but you also want it free flowing. You don't want it too free flowing. We end up floating valves. But I'm looking for more of a free flowing exhaust that will perform well. Where I'll bring up the dyno sheet to show you. This one's better. If you look here in the beginning, right up here,
Mm-hmm.
that's the exhaust holding back the motor at from 2,000 to about 3,000 RPM.
Hmm.
At that point, it's only making about 125 foot-pounds of torque from 2 to 3,000 RPM. And at 3,000 RPM, it jumps up at 3,500. It jumps up to the 160 foot-pounds of torque. So that's, you know, so the back pressure, you know, I don't care if it's the same, hopefully a little bit less, but I don't want to lose too much.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it needs to be opened up for some. Yes, it does. And that's why I'm looking at, you know, airflow in and out of the motor at this point is I really need to change that torque curve where instead of dipping down and then coming up, I want it to come up and then plateau instead of plateauing and then starting to fall off. Where the horsepower comes in and it climbs, and then it basically stays there till red line. At the horsepower comes in roughly at let's see, right around 4,600 RPM. That's where the horsepower peaks out. And that's 100 and that's only 140 horse only. Considering stock on that bike is what, 90 horse.
Hmm.
That-
So
Hmm.
I added
Well, you'll get there.
40% more horsepower and about 60% more torque.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I just realized
So
that exhaust don't have any heat shields on it either, does it?
no, you can order them,
Can you?
of course, for an extra charge.
Mm-hmm.
I might order the one that goes around my foot and
Right,
around the collector. So when I'm stopped at a light, I don't burn
right.
myself.
You don't want to burn yourself, Because I was looking at that. Because I was looking at how hot that pipe was getting on the inside. I mean, that thing was just cherry. Just like that's gonna be one hot pipe,
Well, that's because of the catalytic converter.
right? Yeah, it was
That's
that
when
one.
they showed the inside of the pipe. That was the catalytic converter glowing.
Right.
Or I might do an old school wrap on it.
Yeah,
But I don't like wraps. I really don't.
I
Because they
don't
look
either.
great for the first couple months. And after that, they look like shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They start to whiten and, gray out and fray. And
Yeah,
if you don't do it right, then they start to unwrap. I mean, you have to really soak
Okay.
the wrap,
yeah,
wrap it really, really tight.
yeah.
And one of the nice things about the construction is you do, one head pipe, you do the other head pipe, and then you add the collector section with the tailpipe, put it all together, put the springs on it, and then tighten your bolts at your head, and then you tighten your mount bolt, and you're done. So I think that's
Yeah.
that's nice. And with that system, with the springs,
Yeah.
it will expand and contract with RPM.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna say I like the way it went together.
Yeah.
I mean, my pipes on my bike sound good, but I want them a little louder. I really can't afford tabs or anything like that right now, especially after buying a bike. Oh, I mean, a truck. I'm wanting to take the baffles out because there's bleed screws. You could take the baffles out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's gonna change if I should a tuner or not.
Not
If I have
really.
Mm-mm.
Not really. You still got the stock head pipe on your bike or no?
No slip-ons.
Yeah, no.
They're
No,
aftermarket.
I'm talking the head pipe, not the mufflers.
Oh yeah. The head pipe from the motor to the slip-on part. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all stock.
Yeah, then no, you don't have to retune it for that. You don't have to tune it for the slip-ons.
Okay.
If you
So if
change
I
your air
take them-
cleaner, you have to tune it.
Yeah, no, it's all stock air cleaner. So,
Yeah, I would pull the baffles out, pull out that fiberglass pack. That'll get you some more sound, but you could get it to where it starts to sound tinny. What mufflers do you have?
I don't know what they were given to me. There's no name on them. A good friend of mine from the club bought them, and they weren't loud enough for him. So he gave them to me, and I took my stock slip-ons off and put them on, and it's a little louder than the
Mhm.
stocks, of course. Not louder enough for me. You can really hear them when you twist into the throttle.
Yep.
Like me and my buddy, we switched bikes, and I said, I want to see what it sounds like from the back. So I got on his bike and he got on mine. I said, I want you to rip right into it. That's Chip there, and he didn't. It sounded good,
Yep.
but just want a little bit louder,
It's like I told Mike, the guy who tuned my bike, I said, when you road test it, ride it like it's your bike.
Yeah.
Well, the service manager ended up riding the bike, and he's about twice my size. And he said he told me I got to be careful with that bike because that front end wants to come up in about every gear.
Oh wow. Wow.
And I said,
think
yeah,
my
still
bike's
not
a
enough
little heavy
power.
for that.
Still not enough power.
Yeah.
Yeah, And Gremlin's right. You know, that packing in the mufflers add a little back pressure, but
Yeah.
you got your stock head pipe with the catalytic converter, so it's really not adding that much more.
Okay. Well, I think I got something to do tomorrow then.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. If you could get them out, I mean, it depends how long they've been in there. Have they rusted to the mufflers? And
They've only been on there maybe a year.
right, and how long before that? Before you
They
have
were only a month old when he bought them. He put them on. He didn't like the sound, took them off, and went and put Reinhardt's on.
okay.
So, and there's
They got to be really
three
quiet
that
if you
are-
like the Reinhardt's over them, then,
Yeah,
because the Reinhardt's aren't that loud.
yeah, and I don't know. He's one of these guys that got money who doesn't care. You know, if his bike ain't loud enough, he's gonna go buy one that's louder, which don't make
Yeah.
sense to me. But he's
Well,
got
wait till you
money.
hear my bike.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. As soon as I get off this thing, I'm gonna check it out. But I mean, I also still want to be able to hear my stereo.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
so I'm kind of
remember-
stuck in between a rock and a hard place there.
Remember, the dyno rooms are soundproofed to a point,
Mm-hmm.
and I was standing outside of it, you know, looking through the window when he was tuning it, and it was still quite loud.
Oh, you couldn't go inside.
No, because of
Oh.
insurance and things like that, and I didn't want to get in his way. You know, he had a lot of work to do. He had to build a tune right from the ground. There was no base tune to start with and modify. So
Right.
he's actually held on to that tune because next time he gets a modified 131, then now he has a base to work off of.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
The dealership actually lost money tuning my bike. Like I said, they had the
Oh,
bike on
yeah,
the tuner for 12 hours and they only charged me $1,000.
That ain't bad at all.
No,
Hmm.
you know, I monopolized their shop foreman, who was Matt, who did the tuning for me, and their dyno for a day and a half.
Mm. Wow.
So
Oh,
Yeah, I guess I got to get off this thing. We just got home, and
Yeah.
I'm going to. Man, you make me want to go down and pull them baffles out right now.
yeah.
there's always
Yeah, I'm
tomorrow.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
hop off here too, Doc. Just,
Yeah.
All right,
I
guys,
don't
thanks
have
for
a problem
coming on.
taking my neighbors off.
Happy
I'll catch
Easter.
y'all later.
Yep. Tell Mrs. Chop happy Easter. And
Yeah.
we're coming up in July, and I'm definitely going to make it a point to come meet you.
Yeah, right on, man.
And I got
So
a new
just let me know.
tagline.
Yeah, I'll be
Rubber
down
down,
in
spirits up.
Gettysburg in July, so
Oh,
let's
I'm
definitely
coming
hook
to-
up then.
Yeah, I'll definitely be down there. I'm not going to miss that. Chip's coming. I got a bunch of guys from organization we shall not name, but be down. So we're gonna have some fun. I want to stay the weekend, but there ain't no reason for me to stay the weekend. I only live 30 minutes away, you know.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, I plan on coming down and having some fun, and I will bring you your liquid juice. I didn't forget.
yeah, right on.
Maybe multiple.
Okay.
Okay. Hey,
That's-
rubber
Definitely have a
down,
good time.
spirits up.
I promised Mrs. Chop too, so I can't, can't renege on that.
Then you'll be in trouble with her, not me.
Yeah.
Her.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting in no trouble. No. I'm done with that.
What's
Uh-oh.
up, my Earthling brother?
Hey, welcome.
Yeah,
How's everybody doing?
good.
Awesome. Happy Easter, sir.
Back to you. I've been drinking plum martinis.
Ooh.
It's a whole new realm.
Are you drinking with your pinky up?
Hell no. Bottom of glasses up. It's been up too many times.
Yeah,
And
this
it's
is
plum
probably-
martinis that, man, you get a
He's
good
probably got him in a
stop.
solo cup.
Nah, shit, no. You know me better than that, Doc.
Rebel and I were
I'll-
tilting back.
Hey, I'll post those choking chickens on my Instagram.
There you go.
Funny shit.
I'm the one
I
that
laughed
took
so
the-
hard when I seen that.
Hey, the thing about it is what's interesting is I'm the one that took the picture of the choke the chickens. I'm the one that took the picture of Monkey getting where he's looking at the guy when he got the trophy.
Yep.
I'm the one that took that picture. And Ms. Monkey was complaining that she wanted something now. So I had to send him something right there off my phone.
Oh gosh.
And he goes, that's good enough. And then he uses it. So it's like, is it right to post these things on Instagram, or should I at least ask? But I mean, as far as I know, if other people are following, then it's just good. It adds to the publicity of anybody else.
Listen,
So,
I look at it this way: the picture's already out there. I don't care.
Doc, I got some of you don't want published.
Some of me?
Oh, come on, we gotta see that now. That's just not
No,
right.
no, it's not that bad. I was just fucking with him.
That was a rough night, so I wouldn't be surprised what you had.
Hey, man, you have no idea. He says it was a rough night. He should have been in my shoes.
Oh no.
You lost your phone.
Yeah. Okay. We started. Okay. Monkey and I and a friend and the young lady, his wife. We came down the coast. Nice ride in the back with the chopper. We pull in. Sandman and Doc had connected right there at the field. Monkey pulls in. I guess they connected, and I caught up with them, and then we're at the tents right there by, we're at the Cackleberry now, and we're right there by the bands and stuff. And we started with, well, we all had beer, normal, and then we started with the shooters, and then we went from there, those shooters, to the fireball shooters.
Oh,
and then
boy.
after about two or three of those, I'm like, okay, I need to go get me an elk dog. I haven't eaten anything all day. So I buzzed over. I guess something, I chomped down on that. Now we're off to Monkey's trail.
Well, hold on. Because Monkey's like, why are we paying for shots of Fireball when I have bottles in my freezer? I'm like,
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get over there. We did like 1 or 2 shots out of a glass. We're like, fuck this. We just started cowboying it.
Yeah,
I don't know what I know. I got hit pretty quick.
We don't need shot glasses.
Okay, now Sandman, he was pretty tired. He had a long day, so he took off a little bit earlier than I did. All right. Now, Doc and I, we walk over to his trailer. Now, somewhere between Monkey's rig and Doc's rig, I noticed that I don't have my phone now.
Oh no.
Well, I didn't realize that my phone was only 10 feet behind me when I realized that I lost it. But because I didn't know where I was, I didn't realize Cackleberry went that deep. My brother lives in Deltona, so I stay with him.
Yeah.
So it's an easy trip, and I never had to go that deep into the Cackleberry. So now I walked around this place. I think I started at about 11:30. I walked out of Doc's trailer. I don't even know if I said goodbye or anything. All I know is I had phone on the brain. Okay. And I walked around that campground to about 2:30 in the morning. And I finally made it up by the bands, and I was holding up one of those blue barrels that was on the side of the road. And some guy came up and started talking to me. And next thing you know, he told me that he had a friend that had a golf cart, and he knew the campground pretty good. And I'm like, if I could use his help, I'm like, hello. So, yeah. I mean, he pretty much took me right to the place. I told him it was a rig. I remember when I came around from the, going around everything, we came around, and there was a rig there when you made the left that had a porch facing right at you coming off the rig. And he says, I think I know where that is. He came down, and we go down a little bit further, and I'm like, I don't know. And then we got around this one rig that must have pulled in later, and I see, because I didn't know where my bike was. I didn't know where Sandman's rig was. I didn't know where my phone was. I passed the same knoll on this lake 3 times, and it's starting to look good.
Yep.
Wow. I'm about ready to call quits. My legs are aching. Okay, I finally find the rig. Sandman already knew I wasn't going anywhere. We already made plans. He said he'd have the couch out. So I crawled in there, went to sleep. We got up, had some coffee. We go to Monkey's rig. I write a note and put it on his rig. and we walked over to doctor's, his rig. Now he was gone because he had other obligations. And I guess it was the gentleman that drove the rig down, doctor.
Yeah, that's his rig, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he goes, I think I know why you're here. And we're like, yeah, okay. Why? He says, you looking for this? I'm like, oh my God.
Because
Say,
he
I couldn't
messaged
find my
me.
brothers.
He messaged
Okay,
me
I
that
know
morning.
that I
Goes,
could go south out of the Cackleberry and go to Deltona. But once I get in that housing section, I'm fucked.
yep. He
I'm
messaged
going
me. He
around
goes,
circles. It's
I found
crazy
a
back here.
phone.
It makes no sense.
What was
He
that?
says, he goes, I found a phone. I thought it was yours. Apparently, it's not. If you're answering me, I says, no, that's most likely Gremlin's phone. And then
Man, it was
about
right
10 minutes later, he's like, Gremlin's here. He got his phone. I'm like, right on.
Man, it was
That's
it,
funny.
it was great karma, but I actually ended up meeting a lot of weird people walking around the campsite trying to find the phone. I stopped at one group and they actually gave me some water. They could tell I was tired, and I actually saw them the next day inadvertently and thanked them. As I rode by, thanks for the water. It's like,
That's funny. That's
but
funny.
it's a lesson learned. I also learned that the vest that I had on now, I went and got a different. I went and purchased a leather vest because the leather vest that I had, I outgrew. It's from the 70s. I've filled out a bit in age. So I took the old oak leaf patch off and put it on my denim vest, which you saw, Doctor, right? Okay, that oak leaf, you can't buy that anymore. You can't get that patch. That was made by Harley Davidson. I bought that patch in the 70s. Okay, and I keep transferring it. Now on the leather one, I've got the Batwing, the larger one I picked up at Burning Bike. I finally found one large enough to fit on the back. They really filled out a back patch. Of course I did that. And then my girlfriend's granddaughter, I went and got her a little leather coat, leather vest, and her name is Izzy, and Izzy B. So I got her a little B for the, up here on her name side, and American flag on the other side, and then on the back, got her some little angel wings, and then a little Minnie Mouse because she likes Minnie Mouse, and then down at the very bottom is Daytona, 2023.
Cool.
So that's cool. She liked a couple little T-shirts for her, and I picked up a couple of what do you call them, the poker chips
Yeah.
for I got one for her. Oh, Doc, I'm still waiting on the new ones, man.
Oh,
I sent you the
they're
address.
here. I got to get, they just came in, literally.
All right.
They literally just came in on Friday.
Well, see, now I want to get some other people's stickers and things like that, and I'm sure they're willing to send them my way. But I'm leery about getting my address out because we still haven't figured out who's sending out those taco things, man. I don't want. I don't need one of those in the mail. My girlfriend will be looking at me funny already. I don't need it now.
I'll have to grab a couple.
All right, Gremlin, here you go. You got this one, which is revision number 1, right?
Right. Yes.
This one's revision number 2.
Oh wow!
I can't really see the difference other than. Oh, okay, I see it now.
Are those
Cool.
from Sturgis?
No, those are mine.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
that
How
is.
much you selling them for?
I'm not. I'm giving them out.
Well,
I'll give you yours when I see you again.
all right.
There's a couple other people that have chips as well. I'd have to go back and look through who I'm following and whatnot. But like
we
I
don't
said,
have
I appreciate
poker chips.
anybody that's following my Instagram. I appreciate it.
Yep.
You got YouTube,
I just started getting involved with that. I normally don't. Look, I'm ex telecommunications. I hate the phone because I normally used to have to carry like 4 of them, and just when I want to be found, I want to be found. I don't need to be glued to this thing. I hate the internet really, but I know that it's a necessary evil. I hate all these other things, but if you really want to, I've learned a lot. Okay, I know shovel heads, and I know pan heads, and I know pan shovels, and I know flathead 80s, and I know those kind of bikes. Those are what I grew up with. Everybody else, oh, the vintage shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Ironhead. Okay, yeah, right. So what? The shifter's on the right hand side. What are you going to do about
That's
it?
the cool stuff.
Exactly.
But I mean, I grew up around it and I lived it, and I don't think of it in that perspective. Okay,
Right.
I missed my 1340 shovel, and I would love to have that back. I took that thing stock, right? Now, if you go on my Instagram, I'm not sure if I put it on there, but if you see one that's like it looks like it's fire on the picture, that's actually water damage. That's the only picture I really have of it. But it's a candy apple royal blue with a flat gold base coat. I put a wide guide front end on it. All right. I put a solo seat, put a flip up fender on it because they came with the just stock downturn. Put that on there. Took the shock brackets, cut the piece off of the swing arm, moved that out an inch and a half, and re-welded that. Okay. At that time, they didn't come with some bikes came with the grease fitting on the swing arm. Mine did, but it didn't come on the gooseneck. I drilled that out, tapped that out, and put a fitting in there.
Ooh.
I think engineering and I think practicality on that level. So I'm like, why wouldn't they do that? Especially if you got free floating bearings like that. I'm used to Triumphs and stuff. They're just sitting in a race and that's it. You pull the gooseneck out and you're not prepared. There's no grease in there. They're going to bounce all over the place, which, it's more of a pain to pick them up, but you're going to you're going to change them out anyway and put new ones in, but still, it's still pain in the ass. But I'm old school. I know that kind of shit. So I'm still trying to understand the difference between what you guys are calling. Now, I know what we used to call the evolution engine, which they tried to call the blockhead, which I know that on the head, the way I tell the way the older ones from the newer ones is you've got the double gasket on the head from the early model.
Mm-hmm.
You had a double gasket, and then you go to that single gasket. All right. Then after that, then you start getting into your different levels of what you guys are calling shit, I don't even know. I just went brain dead. But you got the different engines now that that Harley's come out with, and the different styles. Okay, I'm still learning that stuff because that's all new to me. Because I got out of motorcycles for quite a while because it's hard to stay out of trouble when you're being filmed by the feds all the time and you're hanging around with those kind of people. So I had to cut my hair, get good, go get a real job, play the game, go GQ, go
10-4, yeah.
just stay out of the limelight. Let's put it that way. So now I'm back into it, and now I only have a 103, but I'll tell you what, my 1340 would keep up with this 103 without any problem.
Oh, absolutely.
But I have no problem with this 103 because I'm not a large person. I'm only about, maybe with the right shoes on, might be 5'6".
Mm-hmm.
I just have a 9'8" attitude, so that helped. But for me, packed down and cruising, I have no problem getting around. It jumps when I want it to jump, and I've been watching some of these videos. I've been running Commander 3 Michelin, those Michelin Commander 3s, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with those tires. Not only with the way they handle for cruising long on the distance that I did, but the way it took the road. Does that make sense? I mean, if you ride, you know what I'm talking about. The way it took the road. And now I will admit that I'm more used to, because old school, I'm used to like a square tire, like you're doing a chopper style. I'm used to more of that because I've been around more choppers. So when I get into this round the round wheel, that was always, when I was growing up, that was always on the Jap bikes, wasn't on the Harleys and stuff. So to me, it's like when I had Ape hangers and that feeling of that rock and roll back and forth a little bit, You know what I'm talking about. If you've run some apes for a while, you know that feeling where it goes back, it shifts back and forth. It's just kind of, this kind of back and forth a little bit. It's not much, but still, for me on these round tires, I get the same feeling. I like that feeling. It's all right, but at least my hands aren't going to sleep on me so fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I want to change my handlebars. There's a bunch of stuff I want to do. Doc, it's almost like, if I give you $5,000 and send you my bike, make
I
it
can do a
work.
lot.
Make it work.
I can make it work.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I have
Going back to the Cackleberry that morning when I left,
I'm
that must
surprised.
have been a rough
I'm
night.
disappointed you didn't see my bike.
Yeah, that was a rough morning for a lot of people because
Yeah,
the tree line behind the rig where I was staying, there must have been 2 or 3 dudes there sleeping on the ground in the tree line.
Hey man, I don't know how you and Monkey and everybody do that. You keep up with all of us and shit like that. Plus, your own bad habits, and you're still where you need to be when you need to be. Now, I'm ex-military, so I understand the concept, but I still give you credit at our age that we're still like that. My girlfriend
we
was
were
like,
instilled with discipline and responsibilities.
well, yeah. Well, I grew up
Right.
recon. My father was Marine recon. I grew up recon for 18 years before I decided, fuck that, I'm going to the Air Force. I need a break. So, but I mean, my family goes way back to like Indian Wars and Dakotas. I've got relatives buried in France and that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
so I respect. There's a certain respect in our family for military. We have a lot of it. Korea.
Oh, by the way, my
Vietnam.
wife loved that hatchet I got her.
What was that? I mean, I collect knives and swords and hatchets and
I
all
showed
that
you the hatchet that I bought from her. It's very Nordic style. I got it from Sanity.
Right.
Yeah, she loved it.
Right. I've got a working hatchet, like a normal woodsman, and then I've got regular American looking hatchet, and then I've got a Japanese style machete, and then I've got also a shoot. I left Daytona with like 3 knives.
Oh wow, look at that's cool looking. I like
Right
that.
on the handle, it's engraved "We the People."
What's the handle made out of?
Bone.
Is it full and it's full tang?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, I picked up one of those. Let me see the handle real close in the center. Let me see the center pin. Does it have like a Japanese looking star in the middle?
No.
Okay. All right, because I recognize that design on the backbone of the full tang. That cross notch.
Yep, that's from,
I recognize that.
from Sanity Jewelry.
Yeah,
Ooh.
a lot of that's that friend of yours. I remember that.
Yep. They forge their own Damascus.
Okay, because a lot of knife makers, what they'll do is that center pin where they, on the handle, they'll put a certain kind of pin in there that denotes their brand or their trademark. And
no, it's stamped on the blade Sanity.
Yeah, I've got a samurai sword. A friend of mine does houses and stuff. And years ago, he oh man, doctor,
Very nice.
we could go on for hours. I mean, okay, all right. Let me get my.
I have a knife fetish.
I'm in a pit right now. Let me work my way up.
I have a knife fetish. I love knives. I collect them.
I do too. All right.
What's nice is with that knife
too.
came a sheath that mounts to your handlebars.
Yeah.
I'm a big buck person.
Okay.
I like buck knife.
Yeah, I wear a buck all the time, but it's a different kind of buck. I got it because it's one
This is
that well, yeah, I've got one of those, but I've got some that wait a minute, let me see here. They should be right here. There they are. I've got like this buck. Wait a minute, let me get the panel.
oh yeah,
You see.
straight blade. Yeah.
Okay, but I've had this since 1974. Okay.
wow.
Then I've got this one that I've had since 1976, and it's the small version of that same one. Now, check this out, Doc. Let me get to the. This is only about this. Okay, it's Damascus, but it's only this big, and it's Damascus, and it's in a nice little case. I ended up with about 4 of those. Look at this.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's
really
nice.
nice.
Okay. Then these are just my latest conversions. Let's see. Let me reach under my table.
Hold on, Gremlin. Here you go. You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
This is also Sanity.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like
Oh,
those.
wow.
Those are sticking stick daggers.
Pig stickers.
Yeah.
Here's one
And
for
then
you.
this one's Sanity.
Oh wow.
And this is, you see this edge right here? This is sharp as shit right here.
Hell
And
yeah.
then this old blade, look at this. This is about 18 inches.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is my barbecue knife.
Oh wow.
Right. You got to have a pig picking knife.
Well, this
Down
one
here,
here.
okay, see, up north they call it a pork barbecue. Down here they call it a pig picking. I've learned
one
that
here is like-
since I've moved down to the south.
And this one is not Sanity, but it's one of my favorite knives. It's got a glass breaker on one side,
Right.
but it's automatic.
Yeah. Well, this one here, it folds up. If
like
you
this
look
one?
at it, and then I'll open it up, and
Yeah,
it comes to a
Doc.
big, huge. Well, I can't see if I can see.
Oh, that's not how. What's that about? That's a buoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it folds up.
Oh,
Look,
wow.
I'll show you.
No, it folds up. It's not a buoy. Buoy knives don't fold.
No,
Yeah,
Bowie
exactly.
knife don't fold up. But this is my, call it my club knife, if you would. But
Yeah.
that's with it closed.
Well, wait a minute. That blade looks longer than the actual handle.
Oh yeah, it's longer than the handle because the handle folds open. If I could get the phone to stay right here, I'm not in my
Yeah, I'm
office.
standing up. I got my phone on my mouse.
Can
Well,
you
actually,
see it?
on the trackball.
If you see, let me try to go this way, I guess. And then the handle opens to that.
I see. Okay, cool.
There you
Yeah.
go. I got to
Right.
find the
That's
knife
like-
that I got from a Forged and Fire champion here in Connecticut.
Oh,
yeah.
really? I like that show every once in a while. I got some buddies that make their own.
Yeah. I'm just not a very good knife sharpener.
No, neither am I. When they get dull, I just buy a new one.
Yeah. yeah.
As
Well,
long
if I
as
get too much, if I get too much
Or
blood out
when
of
I find one I like, I buy it.
it.
I also
Or when
have. Have
I'm
you ever
around
seen the buck?
Sanity, I end up buying knives.
Have you ever seen the buck knife? It's a skinner and a gutter.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
On one case, in one case, in a single sheet. They're
Yep.
rare. I got the buck and wanted to know what something like that was worth because I've had it since the 70s. And the guy that I was talking to wanted to know how much I wanted to sell it for.
I used
I'm
to
like,
have the buck 112,
right.
the shorter one,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in a car wreck many years ago and lost it. I cannot find one to this day. I can only find the 110s.
Right. Now the buck that I normally carry with me, that I have on me, it's a really good metal, good blade, but the handle itself is almost like a high grade plastic resin,
Yep.
and the sheath is a
Sorry, buddy.
the plastic or whatever you want to call it. And the reason I wear this is because if I get caught in foul weather on the bike, I'm not worried about the leather. I'm not worried about anything like that. It's not going to hurt anything. So,
Yeah.
and it's durable. So I can't complain there. But I've got
Gremlin.
2 of them. Yes.
You planning on going back down to Daytona in March?
Yes, but I was also planning to go down at the end of the year for
Oh,
Biketober.
okay. I won't be there in October because
Oh,
I'm
you're
going
not?
to a wedding
Okay,
down
I
there in
thought that's
November.
when you were.
Um,
I want to see that. I want to see that motorcycle. I mean, I'm only 3 hours north of Daytona, so I
Yeah,
mean,
I'll be there. I'll be there in March with Project Spaceball.
all right, you're gonna slow down long enough for some of us low lifes and bottom feeders to catch up with you.
Absolutely.
You know.
I'll be in St. Augustine on Friday night.
Nice.
Yeah, nobody's giving me a Gremlin bell, so I can't put one on my bike yet. So I can't do that. I got a couple that I have at the house that I have it, but I can't put them on my motorcycle.
Well, then if I
I
do
saw
that,
Evil Rick
Gremlin,
show.
let me know, because if you don't have one by Daytona of next year, of March, I will buy you a Gremlin bell and we'll put it on your bike.
That's cool. But I mean, now, okay, here's something I want to know. If somebody buys you a Gremlin bell and you put it on there, does that make it okay that you can buy your own Gremlin bells after that, so you can look like some
No,
kind
not at all.
of taxi cab
No.
underneath your
No.
motorcycle, so you don't
And if
even
you
need
get
a
rid of
horn?
your bike, you take that bell off.
I figure we can't get enough luck.
What's up, dog?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, gentlemen, I'm going to pop off of this here, and I got to take some meds and whatnot.
All right, buddy.
All right,
Um,
don't forget what you learned in school.
Keep
Yeah.
the sunny side up, buddy.
Sharing.
That's it.
And
All
God
right,
bless.
You too, man.
All
Don't
right,
work
man.
too hard.
Never.
Yeah,
How do I
right.
get
I
out of
know
here?
what you do. I think I know what you do for a living, man. I know you work exceptionally hard.
Mm-hmm. All right, if
Yeah.
I can figure out how to sign out of this thing, I probably will.
Look for
I
the
guess
X
you
on the
gotta-
right hand side.
Here, it's real easy. Later, PA.
All right. Yeah, seriously, man. I mean, I need to now. I'm gonna need to. I got a lot going on this year, and I've got to go up to. And it sucks because the timing's just off enough to where I can't do it. But I can't meet up with Baggers and Brews. I've got to be up in south of Winchester, Virginia, or not Winchester, but Martinsburg, West Virginia, in the Bunker Hill area off 81 for a
Mhm.
wedding. And then, I'll be back and forth in Maryland, seeing family, that kind of stuff. But that's coming up right here at the beginning of May. And then I've got to deal with some stuff for about 2 weeks there in that area. And then I've got to come back down here and deal with some things. So that's just bad timing, even though it's an easy ride for me to get to where they are. But I won't have my motorcycle, so I'm not motivated to do it. Now, my next longer bike ride, if I don't make it to north of Raleigh for that one, I know I need to go up and see my son, and he lives up in the Wilmington area, Carolina Beach. So that's about a 5.5 hour ride up 17, and I go through Myrtle Beach and all that. Just take a nice cruise up that way and go see them and deal with that. Now that's August, maybe September. And then I was thinking, okay, and then October was going to be Bike Fest, and then I still have some things I want to do with the bike. So, on the interim of spending money on that, there's other things I still need to get done with the bike. Still have not got the lights straightened out on the front of my bike. I haven't heard from the Harley shop. I'm about ready to call them because I told you, I think I mentioned last time we talked that they text me when I was there at Daytona and said there was no ETA on. And I'm to the point where I'm getting these just regular lights put on there. Why am I doing this when I should have just gone LED and got somebody else to do it? But there's nobody else around here.
Yeah.
There are no shops around here at all.
Really?
None.
So you want me to move down there and open up my shop?
Well, if you want to open up a second shop, I'm not, I'm good at organizing and helping, but, and I know certain things, but not to the depth. I'm intelligent enough to know how ignorant I am, but I'm willing to learn. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
have no
hear.
problem getting my hands dirty. I have no problem. It's like I figured out how to put a kickstart shifter on my shovel head. You know, things like that. I've taken the top end off of that blue Sportster on Instagram. I've taken the top end off of that a couple times, changed head gaskets. You know, I know solid lifters. That's why, you know, I'm asking some of these questions when I come to you about solid lifters and, you know, aren't those lifters supposed to be self-adjusting, things like that, you know. I caught a couple other programs where shows where they were talking about, and I'm watching them, they fucking cut the push rods, and I'm like, what?
Cut
What are
the
you
push
doing?
rod right out.
You know,
They
but-
just save some time and labor from pulling the rocker boxes and the rocker arms.
Well, there was a way to do it without that. If you got that lifter down to a certain point, you could kind of like work it out.
No, not on the newer bike.
Yeah, not on newer ones, but on just the shovel heads with the when they had the new
Adjustable.
hydraulic. You know, they just switched from solid to the hydraulic lifters, and you could work those out because I pulled them out many times. And
Yep.
I didn't have to worry about anything. You just have to know where top of dead end is and all that kind
Top
of
dead
stuff.
center. Yep.
You know, and you go from there. But you know, I know that you joke about stuff because you're on point. But it's like when I say, "Oh, you mean the 2-finger rule to the chain guard doesn't work anymore?" You know what I'm talking about. I know you do. So, but a lot of people are like, "Fuck, you know, what's he doing? What's he talking about?"
Yep.
But that's old school stuff. I mean, the things that I understand are what you guys are like, wow, man. And it's like I said, that warehouse up there, I need Reader's Digest to come by and visit me or
Yeah.
something. Because that place, I mean, I'd just buy the whole building if I
Yeah,
could.
it's a candy store. It really is.
Oh, my
And
God. That's worse than a liquor store, high-end liquor store. I
Yeah.
mean, right now, but like with that Triumph, okay, right now, my girlfriend and I, we're in kind of a quandary. We're trying to figure out whether or not we're going to stay here and fix this place up and max it out where we are here in off St. Simons, or we're thinking about buying a place and property down, or at least some property and build down in Florida. So we're kind of in that kind of gray area right now, but we're leaning towards getting out of Georgia. All right. So, plus there's other benefits that I enjoy. I'm not going to go there, but you know,
Yeah.
It's closer to a lot of things that I enjoy doing. Daytona, Leesburg, you know, my brother, I got family there, and I got a lot of family in Wilmington, North Carolina, and in Maryland, and Las Vegas, and Texas, and a few other
Yep.
places, but California. So, but I still need a place to where I need to be. You know, we want to retire and enjoy ourselves. You know, I've got my
Absolutely.
investments, but I mostly look. My normal bills is only half of what I bring in on Social Security.
There you go.
And I'm not saying I do bad on Social Security, but whatever it is, it only costs me about half on that. So my investments, I can pull from that. That's why I can pull from that and say, hey, I can get you $5,000 and, you know, get my bike. Now, where I get woozy is the expenditure on getting it there.
Yeah.
It's like friggin' old to ride a motorcycle to Connecticut.
Yep. So I'm actually going to reach out to Ted Cycle and V Twin Manufacturing and a lot of other places. Maybe they will donate to this chopper build that it's going to be a benefit for Homes for the Brave.
Right.
So if I could get them to donate a roller chassis and a motor and stuff, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because I already got a painter lined up who said he would paint it and you know, wouldn't charge me a thing for it.
I'm paint jobs. I'm bouncing between two different colors. Okay, you've heard me talk about that candy apple royal blue with the flat gold. Okay,
And he's
now, I
going to
like
do
that.
it.
I also like that burgundy, that deep burgundy that you're seeing now with the black tint.
Yep.
I
Now
like
he's going to do a late 60s, early 70s chopper style psychedelic type paint job.
Oh, okay.
And because that's the style of the bike with the open pipes that go up the back of the sissy bar.
Yeah, right. Fishtails
So
and stuff. The real
the
angle
the real old school look, the real old school chopper.
You know, I never
You know.
really liked those. You know, I mean, I'm from that era, but I never really liked those that much. I always went towards the sort of drags.
Yep. And bunny
You know,
ear
I mean,
handlebars, a 12 over Springer front end, and the goal is sell 100 raffle tickets
right,
at $100 a piece, which will raise 10 grand,
right.
and give all 10,000 to the Homes for the Brave.
That'd be cool. Well, I mean,
And
you know,
keep
it's sad we
nothing
couldn't
for
work
myself.
something out with Triumph, but you know, right now, once I figure out where we're ending up, there's a shop going into effect. You know, I've already got tools. I've already got all the stuff I need. I got a lift table. I got all the stuff. I just need to have a place to where I'm just a fish out of water right now. I don't have the shop, and because I've been out of it so long, and plus I'm in an area where I don't know as many bikers as I did before. I don't have places to go to work on stuff or the people to talk about. These people that are talking about, you know, I would have loved to have been able to have the internet back in the day. I'm telling you, I joke about it, but it was basically, you know, I built choppers. Choppers are a normal shit. I mean, it's normal. I don't know why I think it's cool that it's coming back around again. I mean, it hasn't really gone away, but you know, it's coming back around with more enthusiasm, I would say. And I think that's a good thing because it shows creativity.
Yeah.
That's something that, hey, look, we had to learn. It was like it was 3 or 4 of us around drinking beer, going, "Yeah, let's change it."
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, choppers were, you know, mainstream 60s and 70s. In the 80s, they went underground. They're still around, but they went underground.
In the late 70s, you started seeing more like pan shovels.
Yep. And
Pan
then
shovels going into that. Then then the evolution engine came in and they started doing those heritage.
What's up, Buster? Are you
Well, you know,
working?
bro. Yeah, I'm at work.
You working?
Well, thank you for defending the economy for the rest of us that are retired.
No problem. But yeah, and you know, choppers came back in the early 90s to 2000s. Then they went back underground, and they're starting to surface up again. So that's a great thing.
I mean, it's easier to build a chopper than it is to build anything else. I mean, look at all the crap you got to go through just to get this stuff on these new motorcycles nowadays. A chopper, man. You know, when Monkey was talking about, he was worried about that wiring system. I'm like, brother, just yank the whole thing out, get rid of it. That's going to be the easiest part of the whole build.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you're not even doing turn signals and stuff. High beam, low beam, what? Brake light?
That's it. Ignition.
Yeah, ignition, that's it. And I mean, we used to buy those old ignition and with the Triumphs, you know, they had the drum brakes in the back. So we always ran that bar up towards the front and ran that little switch with the spring.
Yep.
When you know, hit the brake, that stretched that spring out, pulled that little lever out, and created your closed circuit.
Yep.
Because I think it normally ran as an open circuit, and then with the light on, allowed your regular light, and then when it closed the circuit, the brake light came on, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But I like the electrical. That's my, for some reason, my mind goes in that direction.
No, not my mind.
So when you okay, so once you get the new exhaust set up, right, for the bike, how much longer before you, okay, what else might need to happen if that exhaust doesn't get you where you need to be? I mean,
Well,
what else?
I'm going to get the exhaust. I'm going to hold on to it until I get the intake system. And once I get the intake system, the exhaust that I have at the house, I'm going to put it on the bike and then get it back up for a dyno tune. And then see where we are at that point.
Okay. So you think you're going to get there?
I might, and I might have to change the camp.
I like those torque numbers, though.
Oh, yeah, torque is phenomenal. 160
Yeah,
foot-pounds
I
of torque.
mean, yeah. Hey, look, the only thing bad about torque is traction. Yeah,
Yep.
you know, if you don't have traction, torque doesn't mean shit. But you know, you gotta. I go for torque just like everybody else seems to as well.
Yep.
Evil, you still hanging, buddy? Ooh, I can't see who's on where I'm at. So
I think just Evil Rick is on in the side chat. Yep. As far as statistics goes, just Evil Rick.
we all need to get a life, don't we? No, actually, I'm just sitting back. Like I said, I drank a bunch of those plum martinis, and you know, just ate a lot of food. So I'm just chilling. Everybody's gone to bed. Everybody's left the house. You know, it's quiet time. So I get to hang out a bunch of knuckleheads. Not to make it fun.
There you go.
So, are there any other options as far as the golf that you could go with?
Yeah, there are, but looking at you know, the flow rates, diameters, you know, what other shops have been doing as far as dyno testing them with pipe comparison. Right now, this is the front runner.
Yeah, I like my 2-in-1. And what was interesting was, you know, I told you I was riding around with the Duffy group. You know, Duffy, Strana. You know those boys. You know, from X Games. Okay, well, I grew up with the parents, so we're out, and a bunch of them, and they're all down from Maryland. And he was a couple of them were impressed. I mean, they got some serious motorcycles, and you know, they know what they're doing more so than I do. And they were like, "I'm impressed." You know, your bike kept up without any problem. Your bike, all that. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I mean, for a 103 and they're on, you know, larger engines and stuff, and I have no problem keeping up with them. If anything, I'm leading them a little bit, and I'm having to back down, which gives me encouragement that, you know, me being my size, that if I jump to a stage 2 and change some things around, that, you know, it'll be all I need, because I mean, it already scoots. You know, I like these Michelin Commander 3s. I like everything so far that I've done. Now I put a fairing on the front of that wing, but it's just empty that wing. I didn't really want all that electronics in there, and I'm not into the stereo. The only benefit that I could see to that would be able to plug something in to recharge it. You know, I've never had radios, you know, on old school motorcycles. Matter of fact, I laugh because now I have a bat wing, and growing up, I always thought that I was for old people. So
yeah. So, Busted, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, not too bad, brother. There you go.
Yeah, you know, another day gone. You know, another day closer to a trip around the sun.
You in a warehouse? Look, I see pipes or something.
I'm in a factory.
Gotcha. I've worked for Hercules in my early days. Pipes everywhere, man. It's just unreal.
What do you guys produce at the factory? Can you say?
Well, what I do is I'm a machinist, and I build machines for assembly to use to put headlights together.
Oh,
cool.
Our headlights, tail light. Our company as a whole makes all exterior lighting for vehicles.
Oh, cool. That's got to be some good contracts and stuff. Good for them.
Let's see, we got Ford, we got a shit ton of Toyota. We have some GM stuff. We used to have BMW. We actually used to make the Harley headlight, the 7-inch.
Right.
But from the story I got, the shipment was getting short showing up to Milwaukee. and we were blaming it on the truck drivers. Truck drivers were blaming it on us. Milwaukee was blaming it on us. So we tried to talk about, hey, let us tag the trailer with a serial number tag. You know, once it's been cut, you can't put it back on. They go, no, we're not going to do that. The truck drivers, we think, were selling headlights out the back of their trucks on the way up there. Their trucking buddies that needed 7-inch round headlights.
Yeah, well, back in those days, I guess they were used a lot.
Yeah.
I think my all my shovel heads had that size. So, I mean, I'm not even sure what mine is. I mean, I'm still learning my motorcycle. I'm still learning all these new motorcycles. They're all weird to me. You know, we got too much shit on it. You know, I mean, it's good to one point, but I'm old school to where when they switched to the electronic ignition, all my friends were having me switch them out and put points back in their bikes. They didn't want anything to do with that shit. It's like belt drive. Fuck that. We don't want belt drive. Because if you're out in the country and you stop at a tractor shop, you can't get a belt, but you can tell them how many links of the tractor chain, 50, down to 50 or something like that, and tell them how many links you need, and then you're off and running again. So I mean, there's certain aspects to running a certain way and creating and I guess building your bike for the ride that you or the way you use it and the way you ride. I mean, I know these guys, and I watched this guy. He was. I'm up in the North Carolina area, and even in the wintertime, when people kind of slow down a little bit, they're switching parts. Okay, there's one friend of mine with the club had this one guy who was Coast Guard or something like that, and they traded carburetors. Now, first thing he did was he traded the guy from the Coast Guard traded his S&S carburetor for a dual throat Weber. All right, which the carburetors if you know what you're doing. All right, so they switched that. And I'm like, I don't know if you know what you're doing enough to have stuff for that. He said, all right, I've seen how it runs on his bike. He said, okay. Now, then he says, well, I'm going to switch my bike around and I'm going to run an open primary just like he did. Okay, well, he does it. Now, we're going down to Myrtle Beach from the Carolinas. And we get down and we're almost there. And a rock gets up into his belt and frays a little piece off of it. And it tore the inside of his leg up. Just with this living, what out of it. I mean, it was a mess. We had to take him to the hospital. I mean, it was, and I tried to tell him, and anybody has an open primary, and I've got friends who used to run pan shovels with open primaries and jockey shift and all that stuff. Jockey shift, suicide clutch is dangerous stuff. I know it, I like it though, but especially on 4-speed, because you get that instant. Instead of kind of shit. But it hurt him bad, and I don't mind, looking at something that's open primary. It looks good, but practicality, I'd at least have a guard on there of some sort. You can run it open, but run a guard. Now you were talking about shields, Doc, earlier.
About what?
You were talking about exhaust shields, right?
Yep.
Now I'm running exhaust shields on my 2-1, and they're fairly close to it, so they help, but they're still pretty hot. They can still
all heat shields are like that.
Yeah. Well, I used to run an old school on my my drag pipes, where it just kind of had a Dust Bowl band in the back, and they were like $20 for them, and you put them down, they were slotted, and I'd put them down because remember I said I took my shock brackets back on that shovel head. So when I did that kind of changed something. But I undercut the front fork too, so I dropped the whole bike down. I didn't change the center of gravity other than just drop the whole bike down close to. So I had to be more aware of when I was turning curves, and I put that shield there. That was only a $20 replacement, and when that hit, I knew that okay, I need to back off a little bit on the curve. But
Well,
I don't
guys,
like.
I've been on here.
I don't like the rap.
I've been on here almost 4 hours. It's been a lot of fun to end my Easter. So I'm going to end this live once Buster comes up back. I know he's busy.
I'm here.
All
All right. Well, listen, you guys, happy Easter, and have a multi-dimensional evening.
You too.
Good night, y'all.
My
All right,
favorite
Buster.
birthday.
Hey, don't work too hard, brother.
I know.
You have a good night.
I hear you.
I'm pushing buttons on a CNC machine tonight. That's all I'm doing.
Okay, so
There you
we'll
go.
just call you George Jetson.
Night, y'all.
All right, later.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. Live the
Later,
best life
guys.
you can. Ride often and ride hard.